Yes, about 2 days in a row. My dad was the day before. So, yeah, it's been a busy birthday.
Mike. So did you time that on purpose? Okay, so I'm coming through there. Stu and Chinny are going to be coming through that, I think. Okay, talk, y'all.
Y'all. Hello, y'all.
Hello.
Okay, I think that's working there. Let's see if that's coming through. Yeah, it's coming through. Okay, y'all are coming through. Now I just need to get the sound effects working. Sound effects, properties.
Don't get this on the Seal podcast.
The cable. Okay, you don't get what?
Don't get this.
All right, I think everything's good. I need to step away from the mic because it's a little loud.
While you're live.
Of course we do. We don't give a shit. We just do shit as we go along.
Turn me down.
We're totally professional. Did you not know this?
Professional as fuck.
I'm usually working, so I can't tune in anymore.
You dodged a bullet there.
This, Neil, is how you get in the top 50 on iTunes on video games.
Apparently. Exactly. Let's see what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. All right, I think we're ready. Man. Are y'all ready?
I'm always ready. No.
Neil, are you ready?
Yes, go.
Neil, can I say you have the best Zoom background anybody has ever had in the history of ever.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Yeah, there we go, people. It's all Simpsons all the time.
It's right.
To the veteran gamers, Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you.
Big head like this bookie book.
This week, news, reviews, and an indie pick.
Somebody please think of the children.
With soundbite saviors.
Spaghettios.
It's the veteran gamers.
Spaghettios.
It's the veteran gamers.
I guess you're right. Who cares?
Yeah, boy.
What up, James?
All the kids in Springfield are SOBs.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Hello and welcome to episode 684 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yeah, 684, baby. What? And if you notice something about the stream, it's all fucked up because I have to run it, and I have to do the audio recording, and I have to do the sound effects, and I have to make up for lost time because I wasn't here last week. So let's get started, people. On the other hand, you will not hear this. Weird sound effects on voices.
No, you won't get any of that because Chinny's not here. We should explain why he's not here.
Because he's a communist. Stupid Chinny is a communist.
Hi, Homer is not a communist. He may be a liar,
he's a
pig, an idiot, a communist, but he is not a porn star.
Now, Chinny is a porn star, but he is also a slacker.
No, he makes porn. No, he makes porn.
Yeah. Wow.
But he is totally a slacker. That's what he is. He just couldn't be asked to be here. He just couldn't be asked.
That's right. Fortunately, we have somebody even better filling in for him.
A pile of pressure on.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Be funny, Neil.
Introduce yourself. Yeah, Neil. Introduce yourself, Neil.
All right, I'm Neil. I'm not Chinny.
Oh, there you go.
Yay, Neil.
Not Chinny.
Are you from a podcast, Neil? Are you from a community?
You may have heard me on a podcast. Maybe some of you. A small fraction of your viewers and listeners may have heard me on another podcast, or the Seal podcast, where Fraser lives.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah. Here it is.
Word.
So, right, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say now.
So for those wondering why there's this beach background on our stream, it's because
it's nice.
It's nice, but we might get struck for because copyright. Normally, I would put something cool and abstract behind us, but I did a search for.
Duke.
Hang on a second. Let me tell people what I'm doing. I did a search for public domain backgrounds, and I found a hit for public domain music, and this was the visual. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just use this.
To be fair, right, this won't be copyrighted because the person who took this didn't create it. Well, so, when you do all those fancy
hopefully not.
Like, visualizers and stuff, someone's created those.
Yeah,
nobody created this shit. You can't copyright something that's like real.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? Back in the day when the internet was first starting, I used to do searches for public domain sounds all the time.
Why I put my hand over the camera as well. That looked weird.
Because you wanted people not to look at your ugly face.
You're waving.
Yeah, don't look at me. Yeah. Don't look.
Don't you look at me.
Sorry.
So back in the day, I used to search for public domain sound effects, and I would constantly have it would be like Homer Simpson going, "Dope," and then then it was like strange man saying dough, and it's like, dude, you obviously stole that from The Simpsons. And then one time it was like weird drum noise, and it was just a Nine Inch Nails song, like 5 seconds of a Nine Inch. I'm like, dude, you're clearly ripping this off. You can't just copy something from someone else and put it in the public domain. That's not how it works.
Now, can we say though, dude, you missed out on a good play my game bitch last week?
Oh well, yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard. It's great. Everyone's talking about it.
9 Inch Nails for a fucking boss fight. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What
Wait,
could you have?
they were playing the music, or you were actually fighting Trent Reznor?
No. When you're doing the first boss fight in the game,
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails is the music you do it to.
Which song?
I can't remember.
As if we know that.
Brilliant.
Because if it's from Ghosts, that's not quite as effective as if it's
I don't know,
was something real, wish I was something true.
I think that's the song. That was the one.
Was it really?
I have
That's
no
a good
idea.
song.
I played it.
No,
I can't
idea.
remember
What's
what
the
it's
game called?
No idea.
Flim Flam Goof
Hi-Fi,
Gaff?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Rush
But
music.
It's brilliant.
Hi-Fi Rush
Rush.
music.
yeah.
NME. What? Here,
Just
wait,
put
I'll
Hi-Fi
find it.
Rush 9 Inch Nails is probably
Well, no, I'm
easier
just
to
going to
look
do songs,
Oh my
reception, references. No. Yeah, I guess I should just do music. All right,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Hang on a
just
second.
do
Stay
that.
with me, people.
Oh, my God.
Let's got a couple on there. I
9
think
Inch
you'd be.
up. Anyway, Neil, I bet you're glad you came.
Hi,
on.
Neil.
Yeah.
This was
This
like
is
all the
just
time.
like chaos.
The Perfect
it's
Drug
like
is apparently the
Duke.
song that they use.
Duke. Oh, well, it was good. It was really
Yeah,
good.
but there's a
I really
Prodigy
liked it.
song in it too, apparently.
Yeah.
There's lots of really good songs in it.
Well, you had my attention.
How many have you heard so far?
How many have I heard what?
Of the good songs that are in the game.
Not so many. I only got past the first boss fight and then I stopped playing it.
It's about as far as I got.
Yeah, so much shiny came up and I was like, oh.
To be fair, so the song from Prodigy is "Invaders Must Die," and to be fair, like I play that a lot when I'm playing,
tune.
Call of Duty or
I
whatever.
heard it's very good when that
It's a
part
great
of the game goes on. That the way
Yeah.
that kicks in and everything's very good apparently. So I should probably go back and play that.
Yeah, you
I'm
should.
definitely going to play more of it because it was awesome. I was really impressed with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think
Big
Duke
surprise,
should
isn't
play it. Yeah. I think Duke should play it for next week.
Maybe.
because
Did
he
you
didn't
play what
it
I
last
recommended this week?
I don't know. I can't even remember what you recommended.
I get that a lot.
That's probably a no. I've
Yeah.
been away. I've been away for the week. It was my wife's birthday on Friday.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you know, you have to do stuff. So I've
Yeah,
not
you
played
do.
as
My
many games
wife!
I would have liked. Yeah, it was. So we went to Chester and we stopped in this Airbnb, which can I say was a little bit weird.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Just slightly weird. Because it turned out when we got there, it was called a garden room flat.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, it was all wooden panelled, bifolding doors, wood burning fire, all that
Ooh,
kind of
fancy.
It looked nice. Look, yeah, it was very fancy.
All right.
Except it was at the back of somebody's house and we had to walk through the garage to get in.
See, it's
you
know what? It would be
while you were there.
it would be nice if they could somehow create institutions where it's just rooms for rent, and there's no
I
way you
know,
could ever
if
have to
only.
go through someone's
But-
home to get to those rooms.
But-
And then there could be like
but-
regulation of those places, and we can make sure that the people cleaning them got a fair rate and everything.
But she made it slightly awkward, right? I'll tell you for why. Right?
What's that?
Because she said, "What time are you going to arrive?" And I said, "About 4ish. We were going to do some shopping. Went to Cheshire Oaks,
Yes.
get shopping, and then we're going to get some food."
Right.
And I said about 4ish, but he got a bit later. Said it's probably going to be after 5 now.
Yes.
Right. Then we went to Marks and Spencer.
And now it's going to be 6. Now it's going to be 8.
Well, it was kind of like that. It's posh supermarket. And at 6 o'clock, we were just getting the food and everything. And we
Jesus.
were literally about to go to the place, which would have got us there about 6:15.
Literally.
And she sent us a message and said,
Forget
just
it.
to let you know.
You're not coming
no,
here.
almost it was. She went, just to let you know, we're going to pop out for a drink. Right? So I was like,
there's a key under the mat. Let yourself in.
No, right? So she's like, so are you any idea when you're going to be coming?
Wow.
Right? I was like, so I was like, right.
ridiculous.
So I texted her back and said, look, we're literally setting off from Marks. It will be like 15 minutes. So she was like, oh, right, cheers. Got there, right? And I said, oh, I'm sorry we're a bit late. We just got, shopping and what have you and went for some food. And she said, oh, well, it saved us a pint. Right? So I was like, oh, okay then.
We were 6
And then-
in and we figured we might as well just
And
not
then-
have 7.
She got on bikes to go, right? They got
Wow.
on push bikes, right? And I
Okay.
said, oh, you're going on the bikes? And she went, well, you can't drink and drive. Well, you can obviously drink and ride a bike.
Well,
That's
yeah, why
all.
not?
totally
That's the best.
fine.
And one
That's
more
totally
reason
fine.
why bikes are the best.
You can't drive a car, but you can ride a bike.
And by the way, we are well into this, so I might as well play the theme
My
song
favorite
now.
time. It's story time.
Should have known better than to
Story time.
have Stu wait
so
for the
then
theme
it got
song.
weirder. It
Oh.
got weirder, right? So this isn't the weirdest bit, right? So
Okay, here comes the weird
the
part,
following
people.
day, Following day, we got up. There's no hot water, right? So there's no hot water in the shower.
Again,
in
if
the
only there was
sink,
some sort of way to
no
make
water.
sure that
Yeah.
when you're renting a
So-
place.
So I texted her and said, "Look, there's no hot water, sort of thing, but we're going out now, so whatever."
So
she
fix it
texted
before
me
we get
and
back,
said,
or I'm gonna burn your place
I've
to the ground.
I've reset the boiler, so it's all good. It should be fine now. So I was like, "Fine, we'll have a shower when we get back." So we got back.
We'll go out and stench now, and then we'll smell good later.
And then there's a knock on the door. Right? So I opened the door, she stood there. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry."
Oh, Christ.
But if it stops working again later, or you have any problems, we're going away for the night.
Well,
It's like, okay. And she went, so I'll leave the kitchen door open and just go in the house and use the shower in there.
oh, sweet.
That was from Adam.
You
I
spray
couldn't rob the
spray
place.
paint everywhere and like
literally-
take a
she
shit on
went-
the wall.
She went, you seem trustworthy.
You seem
So it's all
trustworthy.
good.
Yeah, we
I know,
do.
she's met us for
Well, if
one
only she
night.
knew. If only she knew. Hey.
know.
Let me call
It's like,
Pigpen
okay,
and Razorblade over to come hang out.
I'm going to piss in your knicker drawer. No, I
We
didn't.
do have a place for you to sleep after all, Razorblade.
Oh my god! So
just my friend Razorblade.
Needless to say, we didn't go in the house, so the shower was fine. No, it's all good. But since we got home, she refunded us £15.
Well, she wants to get that 5-star rating.
I was like, "That's quite nice." But we'd given her
Quite nice.
Anyway,
We
just
couldn't get in
sorted
the
out.
place we needed to, and we didn't
Yeah,
have
she
hot
was-
water for half
she
the
was just
visit.
gonna-
but
She
gave
was
me
just going to
15
leave
quid
us
back.
stranded if we hadn't
Yeah.
got there in time.
God damn.
You know, you'll have to go and amuse yourselves for 4 hours.
Well, that's
while they're
very
in the pool.
strange. I'm glad you had
It
a
was
good
a
trip,
weird-
though. Was the missus happy?
Yeah, she was. She was.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, there was labels on everything. We weren't allowed
What?
to put the heating up. This was the weirdest thing, right? There was a fridge freezer in it, and there was some food and cans of Coke and stuff in the bottom with a big note on top. It was put on top saying, "Do not eat or drink."
Wow, that's rich.
And the
Why even
freezer
have
was
an
full
Airbnb?
of-
Like, whatever. I don't
and she
get
had
it.
labels on the heating. Do not turn up the heating. There was literally.
Oh mate,
no-
I've definitely been taking the mick on the heat.
Yeah, really.
Someone
And
else's
then-
place.
and
I haven't
it to
been warm
90.
in my house for months.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
had the door on a Yale lock, right? So, and then there was a proper keyhole lock as well, and there was a big note on the back: "Don't ever lock the door properly, as we won't be able to get in."
Shit, and it's my house now. Click. How much you gonna pay me? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would have put labels on things like on the bed, like do not sleep in here, and like on the floor, do
No,
not walk
well,
on
we kept
this.
joking about it, like we allowed to sit on the
Jesus
sofa.
Christ. Ridiculous.
Oh,
See, I don't
honestly,
get
but
it.
it was-
We've never done Airbnb. I
It was
can't see
nice,
myself
but
ever
it was
doing
really
it.
weird.
But then again, maybe if I tried it, I would like it. I don't know. Neil.
We do loads of it. I mean, we do
great.
loads.
Shush. Neil, do you have a story time?
I
Tell
have
us
no
a story.
stories.
Oh,
I've been
man.
just boring for the last couple of weeks, just playing video games.
Well, that's what we're
Like
here
a
to talk about, so we will
absolute
get to it
sado.
soon. Don't you worry. But
So
first,
what you're saying, Neil, is you're boring. That's a bit worrying. And just saying.
Well, it is, isn't it? Like I said, I've had my kids' birthdays the last couple of days. That's about as exciting.
no,
as
that's
it's got.
exciting.
So
How
it's
old's
all
your
about
kid?
them.
Did you have? Yeah.
One of them, my daughter, she's
Yeah.
17,
Okay.
which is a little bit scary,
Yeah.
and my son is 14 now.
and was it which ones had their birthday?
They both had a birthday.
Both
2
of
days
Oh,
in a row.
right, gotcha. So, was it a crazy combined birthday, or did you have one each? Like,
Yeah,
a couple days apart?
they're just too cool for it now, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
They don't want you. They don't
I
like
just-
us anymore.
we're gonna have a TikTok birthday where we just stare at our phones. That's how we celebrate
Yeah.
now.
So did you have a
My
party?
son just
Did you have
stayed
an actual
in his
party?
room basically all
Wow.
day. playing on his
Yeah.
Xbox.
Really? That's a bit weird.
Hey, that's what I want to
Yeah,
do on
we
my
had some
birthday is
people
just be in this room and like everybody leave me
Yeah.
alone, you know. So, yeah.
So what you're
Thank you,
saying is,
Fraser, for letting me
Neil,
know that the sound's okay.
You had a party, but your kids just stayed out of the party.
Yeah, well, my daughter, took advantage of some free alcohol, obviously.
All
'cause she's that age
right,
now.
now we're talking.
All right,
So
all
she
right,
was
all
on
right.
the pre-mixed cocktails, whatever,
Yeah.
cans of manky cocktails. But
Okay.
Yeah, martinis, porn star
yeah,
martini or something.
I
like
don't
that.
think they call them that in the supermarket. But so,
When you say manky, is that because it's like from Manchester? Or?
no, as in they're just
No,
horrible.
there's manky means horrible.
Oh, I got you. Okay, see, I don't know these
Yeah,
things.
disgusting.
Because mank is a term for someone from Manchester, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay,
but
I
it's
didn't know if
all-
there was an
Say
adjective
you
that
had
comes
a
off of that.
septic toe.
Manky with a K.
That would be
Okay.
a bit manky.
I got you.
There you go.
Fair enough. I'm just curious about where it comes from. Anyway, I have a story time because I was not here last week, and everyone was asking, "Where's Poochie?" Or in my case, "Where's Dookie?" Not Dookie. It would just be Duke. Anyway, yeah. So I was at a panel on science fiction, and I have a podcast link, but I don't know where it went, so I'll share it later if people want. Just holler at me on Twitter, and I'll share the link if people are interested. Nobody is. But here's the thing. The panel was great. There were 20 people in the room, which isn't a huge audience, but it was still pretty good. I sold 3 books, which was awesome. So, yeah, everybody out there, you should totally, where is it? Yeah.
Buy my book.
But here's the thing. First of all, you got to remember, I got an electric car, right? So I can't just hop over to the next town and chill and then drive back, right? Because
and it's a bit older now, so I'm guessing it doesn't go quite as far.
well, it's 2019. It's got a 200-mile radius. It's not that old, but of course,
that's plenty.
Well, you'd think so, but if I have to drive 100 miles to get there, it's not a guarantee that I'll be able to do 100 miles back, because if I have the heat on, then that drains a little bit of the mileage. So the point is,
charge it.
I had to find a place to charge it, which I did, and it was all okay. Although this was funny, when I went to plug it in, the dude at the parking spot, parking in Milwaukee is ridiculous, but the dude was like, you know, I got to pay for the parking and then pay for the charging separately, whatever. And then I said to him, hey, I got this panel in an hour. Where's a good place to get lunch? And he goes, oh, the safe house. You want to go to the safe house? And I was like, oh, where's that? He's like, there's an alley over there. You need a password to get in. And I was like, that sounds weird. I don't know what you're talking about. But I was like, whatever. I didn't want to talk to him. I was like, whatever. Thanks anyway. And as I left, I realized he was probably just fucking with me. So who cares? There's no place to eat nearby. Where I was at, nothing. Like, there's banks, there's gyms, and there's huge concrete buildings. And I don't know what people do for food in that area. Maybe they eat the concrete or something, but there was nowhere to eat. I had clocked a taco spot, and I was like, I'll go to the taco spot. And I went there. It was closed. It had been closed for months. And I was like, Google, get your stuff straight. What are you doing to me? So I went to this place that had burgers and stuff, and I'm like, I'll just get a salad. I sit down. I order the salad. Like 20 minutes go by. I need to be at the panel in like 10, and I was like, can I get that salad to go? And I get the salad. I run there. And keep in mind, I left my hometown early so I could have time to eat lunch. But by the time I found a place and ordered and everything, it was time to go. So the panel was like
so stressful.
It was so stressful. And then the panel was at like 1:30. So I didn't get, it started at 2. And so I didn't get done until 3. And then I got back to my car at 3:30. I didn't find like a Mickey D's until 4. So I'm eating a McFish in the car on the way home. It was the least relaxing day ever. And finally I was like, you know what? Next time I just shouldn't bother, because if it's in, nearby, I should be okay. I'll be on a panel. But to drive an hour and a half there and then an hour and a half back, running all over the city, carrying my big box of books, it was ridiculous. And the only reason I did it is because my ego was like, yes, I am an important writer. I should be on a panel.
So did you do us proud? Did you talk over everyone? And
of course, that's all I did the whole time. Yeah, I had a little. I had my phone with the sound effects. Like, yeah, check it out, people.
Bitcoin ain't nothing but soybeans on the computer.
Yeah. So, it was quite a day. But I listened to the show. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna confess something. You ready?
Uh-oh.
This is ridiculous. I actually forgot. I didn't think we'd been asked that question a lot, so I was asking it earnestly.
We thought you were being like,
I know, and as soon as I heard people laughing, I'm like, oh yeah, it is ridiculous that I asked that. But in the interest of full disclosure, like, I don't remember being asked that. We didn't even answer it
because we've answered it so many times.
Well, of course not, and you shouldn't have answered it. It was ridiculous for me to ask it, but for some reason I thought, whatever.
We thought you were being funny, and you weren't even trying to be funny.
Well, that's often the case. Like, I'm accidentally hilarious. So.
You were, and when you try to be funny, you're just not funny.
What are you talking about? I'm always funny.
Hey, what happened?
See, that's funny. No. All right, shall we talk video games?
Yeah, let's talk about some video.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Oh, yeah.
What you been playing?
Maybe people should sing before they
What you been playing? That's suspicious. Let me talk. I am talking. Will you let me talk?
Can I just say, James in the chat has admitted he's a bit manky. He's
apparently. He says he is.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am manky. That's what he said.
All right. And thank you, Fraser, for the sound check. Neil, as our guest of honor, you have the honor.
Well, you've got the floor.
Where do I start? I'm going to start with something that I think you'll appreciate, Duke, because it's a demo.
Okay. A demo, you say?
A demo.
All right.
It's a demo. It's a demo.
There we go.
What's that?
I was waiting. It was called The Planet of Lana.
Planet of Lana?
The Planet of Lana.
Lana.
Yes.
Okay.
Steam Next Fest. So I'm assuming you've got a load of demos as well. Yeah. So there's loads of demos on Steam. Something like in the nearly 1,000 apparently. But anyway, this one I picked out. It looked pretty nice. It's sort of all hand drawn. It's a puzzle platformer in the style of Limbo, I would say, but it's colourful, like not Limbo.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. So the super like all the background looks like a painting, and it's sort of parallax scrolls behind.
It is nice, I have to say.
Yeah. And like I say, it's all sort of like Limbo. You're doing like some basic puzzling, platforming, jumping around, and then you'll get to a point where you obviously have a little puzzle to solve to be able to progress a little further.
And then you get killed brutally over and over again.
Yes, there is definitely some like.
Oh, there is.
Machines.
I was joking. Okay.
And if you mess up, then they come and kill you in a bit hardcore, brutal fashion. So they're very much like Inside and Limbo. But like I say, a lot more colourful.
And sorry, this little monkey, is that following you the whole way?
I don't know what it looks a bit like, a cat or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Does he do anything? Does he do
This is a mechanic in the solving of puzzles, because you get it to stop. Yeah, you get it to stop in places, and so you can do like basic commands. It's only like a half-hour demo, so it's you don't get very far.
Yeah.
But yes, so
it looks gorgeous.
Cat thing, like say to you as you progress through the demo, you get a few more command things.
There's a really good feeling of depth, isn't there? I'm looking at the mountains in the distance. It looks great.
Yeah. I mean, right at the end of the demo, you get a sort of like zooms out a bit, and you see like, I guess, where your final destination is, kind of thing. Yeah. Well, maybe not, but it looks like it might be. Sort of.
Sorry, so
it doesn't look.
The cliffs are like extending out, like unfurling. Is that because the cat's standing in one spot?
So there's like a little spot where you like, we notice it, like you'll run over it and then you'll see something happen, and then you pass it, and obviously it retracts.
Right. So so it's the type of thing where like in Eco, where you had to have Yorta help you out, you can't proceed unless you have the little cat with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then like I say, Inside. Which one's the most recent one? Inside.
Inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like there's a lot of things like that where you've got like a big object you've got to move to be able to progress through another, like get to a higher point and things like that, and you'll need to use the weird cat monkey thing to help like cut wires, because it has things to do that it can do that you can't do and stuff like that. So there's a little bit like nothing too taxing in the first half an hour, apart from I don't know if we'll get to see any of the death bits, but there's like these little, well, they're quite big compared to you, like robot spider looking things that like patrol in like a predictable pattern until they see you, and then they aggro, and they're massively quick when
I fast forwarded a little bit. I don't see anything here, but
what I quite like about this is, like with Limbo and also Inside, the world already looks brutal, so bad shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where I think with this, because it looks quite kind of nice and pleasant, I suppose it's kind of more jarring when something does happen. That
like kills you. I don't know if you see any blood or anything like that, anything too gruesome or anything, but it does feel like quite harsh when you get killed and stuff like that, and like your little helper can get killed, and that'll be like a fail state as well. So
he's not much of a helper then if he's getting killed. Jeez.
Well, you got to, because you got to try and keep him safe.
The video I found calls it Ghibli-like platformer. I was like, I can see that. It's kind of. I mean, it's gorgeous art. It's really nice art.
Yeah, very impressive.
So did you add it to your wish list?
I didn't, because apparently it's coming to Game Pass.
Oh, well,
so
a wish list.
We'll probably be playing the full version in a few weeks.
Why not?
Is it Steam Deck verified, can I ask?
I didn't look at that.
Is there a VR version, Neil?
Is there a VR version that I can play?
I'm sure you could play it in VR if you really wanted to have an uncomfortable
I could play it on big screen in VR, I guess, even if it's not in actual VR.
If you'd rather have a massive thing strapped to your face to play something rather than just be comfortable.
That always makes the game better, right?
No. Yeah, it makes it better every time, man. Especially if it's sweaty as well.
Yeah.
Sweaty, strapped to your head, feeling heavy, your neck's aching.
But enough about your holiday with the missus.
Into your face.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So Neil, do you reckon like as soon as this hits Game Pass, you'll be grabbing it?
I'll check it out if it's on Game Pass. I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah, I think I will too. I didn't even see this.
I don't think it will be that long. I get the impression it'll be maybe 5-6 hours long when it comes out, but you never know. I don't really want a game like this to be too long, though.
Well, yeah.
5 or 6 hours is good. Especially anything on Game Pass is 5-6 hours. It's great. Knock it out in a couple of sessions.
Totally.
Perfect.
Cool. Anything else about Planet of Lana?
I think so. Not yet.
Stay tuned, people. More to come at some point.
Stay
perhaps.
tuned.
Yeah. Stu, you going next or am I going next?
I'll go next because
you go next.
I played a classic game.
What's that?
This week. I played GoldenEye, the
Oh,
remake. Classic game, and I was excited because Chidi fucking lost his shit over this game.
Now, did you play this back in the day, Stu?
Nope, never had a SNES.
So this is you coming in fresh.
This is completely fresh. Never played it before. In fact, I'm telling a lie. They made a remake of this, didn't they, on the Xbox Live Arcade at some point?
I have no idea.
On the 360. I've never seen that version.
Completely new graphics and everything that I played, I think. So I think I played that version of it. I could have dreamt it, but I'm almost sure. I feel like they made one. But no, I was like, right, I'm going to get on this shit because apparently it's fucking amazing. So I played it and I was like, fucking, what is this pile of shit I am playing?
It's old, is what it is.
It is very old.
Very old. It's very, very, very old.
Are you playing this on Xbox, were you?
Yeah. So I played on Game Pass on Xbox on the Xbox Series S.
Yeah.
And wow, I mean, they've done such a great job of upscaling the graphics. It looks.
What year is this?
It's a long time. It's about 96, 95 or something. Was it?
The movie.
It looks exactly like it did on the N64.
It doesn't look any different. Apparently, this is up-resed and made, better, quality of life improvements so that it's not as.
Apparently, it came out in 1997
on Xbox. Yeah, because you've actually used modern controls on the Xbox.
Yeah, but that's about it, though.
Yeah.
And
the same year as still got like janky old controls.
So this is the same year as the first Grand Theft Auto, same year as Final Fantasy VII, Star Fox 64. It wasn't a time of great graphics, was it?
So what year? What year was it?
97.
Oh, I was a year out. I said 95, 96. I was close.
Tomb Raider 2.
That is a long time ago now.
It is. It's a long time ago. 28 years or something, isn't it? So yeah, a long time.
And this is why Chinny didn't play it again, because he knew it wouldn't hold up.
No, it's pretty janky. I mean, I get that the aiming seems to work okay, but there's some weird shit, right? So there's a bit where you open a gate and all these enemies come through, and you shoot all the enemies, but then the gate closed and I had to go a different way. So I killed all the enemies, but there was another one shooting at me behind, and then the gate closed, and then you couldn't open it again with a switch. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why can't I open the gate again? They've gone now.
That's weird.
And you had to go through a door instead. So I went through the door.
Door instead of a gate, huh?
I did. Exactly. I did the bungee jump off the dam, though. I managed to get that far. I did play it quite a way, to be fair. But
that's the first level, is it?
Yeah. So at the end of the first level, you jump off like you can see here, and it's like you're going to fall to your death.
It's like
the
Fugitive.
Cutscene where he jumps off with the bungee cord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, James, like when you think about it, it's such a ridiculous way to get into somewhere.
Well,
because you just bounce up and down. What's the point? I mean,
well, if you take it off eventually, then you're down at the bottom.
I don't know. It's just a bit weird. Well, so you get into the secret facility, and it's like a maze, and you just have to keep running around till you find the right key card to open this door.
That was a bit like.
And by
Doom.
that point,
yeah,
it is kind of a bit like Doom, but slightly. I'm not sure it is better, to be honest. I think I like Doom better than this. So I don't know.
But the question is, the question is, if you played Doom for the first time today, would you like it as much as?
I've played Doom quite a few times since the original time.
But I'm saying though, and that's as may be because the aiming and everything is fine. But I don't know, like you have a nostalgic connection to it from back in the day. So
yeah, because I played it, when it originally came out.
Right.
This I never played when it originally came
out.
I think as well, I suppose this makes sense because it's kind of story driven.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's you're recreating the films. If you were a massive James Bond fan, then you
get to be James Bond, and there really weren't any games like that before this.
You had to be James Bond, and he has a silenced pistol, which is fucking useless. What's the point? Seriously.
Well, if you're doing stealth takedowns, can you do stealth takedowns?
There's no stealth. No,
he's got a Kalashnikov here.
Yeah, exactly. You just swap it for the better gun and then shoot the shit out of everyone.
Well, maybe you want to go in quiet at first. I mean, because this is probably at a time when the games couldn't go in quiet, so they wanted to at least let it look like you're going in quiet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got a silencer. It's pointless. Pointless silencer. And you shoot everyone, all the scientists.
Well, apparently, you just kill the scientists. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, you kill every fucker.
Take that, scientist.
Who it is. You know, you're working on some. And then
we shouldn't work for an evil person as a scientist.
No, this is what happened, right?
He wasn't even doing anything.
So you think?
Yeah, he was just typing on a computer. You're meant to meet with 008 at the end of this level.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm like I get to the end, there's this dude with a gun. And let's be honest, right? It's hard to distinguish they all look the same.
Right.
Don't they? They're all as shit.
Not a lot of variety in the character models.
Not a lot of variety in the character models. And this dude's like skulking around. I thought he was an enemy, shot him, and then it's like, you failed the level because you didn't meet with him because I killed the actual 008. And it allowed me to do it. And then it started the whole level over again. I'm like, that's it, I'm done.
I mean, they said when you
kill
killed the scientist, it was like, hey, unacceptable civilian casualties. So obviously you're not supposed to go around just shooting everybody.
I don't know, just did.
Well, just dude
did.
did.
Guy in the video, I don't know if you have to
he
kill
looks
the
really weird
like this. It's just like they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a goofy reel of all the weird stuff going on in the game.
I should have done that. I didn't do that. That looks like fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a bit underwhelmed, shall we say. And to say the least, I won't be playing it again. But you know, at least I gave it a go, and I was like, see if Chinny. See, that looked like Chinny. To be fair, he just got shot in the face. Maybe it was him. Maybe that's why he liked it so much, because he could relate to the. See, this is 008 here. Killed him.
Okay.
And then he's like, you killed 008. And I'm like, oh.
Sean Bean does die in everything, so
yeah,
it's quite realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It like, why you see, you shoot everything you see. Why would you suddenly not? You know what I mean?
It shouldn't let you kill him, should it? Really?
Yeah.
No, and then maybe
Come
do
up
the
with
whole
like a
level
marker
again.
or something.
Like fuck that
level.
shit.
Ooh.
The whole level. It started the whole level over.
Well, yeah, this is before the day of checkpoints, wasn't it?
Failed. You failed. Mission failed because you fucking shot 00. Oh, it's 006. Failed because you shot him. See, he did the same as me.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And then it's like, oh, get back in the air vent, you dick. So yeah.
Yes. It's a very angry game. You dick.
I was angry when I played it. I'm like,
I don't blame you.
I definitely remember that bit in GoldenEye where Pierce
Yeah,
Brosnan goes, get in the air vent, you dick.
I'm done.
I should have had a soundbite that said that. Get back in the air vent, you dick.
Yeah.
It should have done. Oh,
indeed.
Fancy killing your comrade. Did you not know who it was? No, I didn't, because I wasn't introduced.
All right. So anything else about GoldenEye other than it sucks?
No, it sucks ass.
Okay.
It should have been on the box. This game
certainly it was a
ass.
game of its time, and that time has passed, and so let's leave it alone.
That time is well.
Except if you're nostalgic
Everyone
for it.
Right? If you're out there listening to this show, right, and a fan of the show, right, and you're like, oh, I fucking love this game, you're wrong, then you're wrong. I'm just
right.
saying.
We're not allowed to have different opinions. You're just wrong, people. Fuck you.
No, you're not.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am going to talk about a little game that I've been playing known as Rocket League. Don't worry, I'm not going to say much about it, but I do have a couple things to say. First of all, I got so close to Diamond 3.
Oh,
and
so close.
It's
How
so
close.
Close.
Were you really,
I've been living in
How
Diamond
presumably.
2. Yeah. And like that's pretty good for me. So again, this idea that someday I might get to champ, I'm not letting that dream go, man. I don't know for sure that it's going to happen, but I'm hoping. Anyway, here's the thing. When they have these events, and they just had some event with some singer, I don't know their name, but they have these crates that you get when you play games during the event. And I've got so many crates at this point, I don't open them all. It's ridiculous. Because a lot of them shit, so I'm just like, I won't bother. But one of the crates is, it had like black market items in it. And I was like, ooh, black market items. So I got this black Sub-Zero goal explosion. You can see it on the screen. It's when you score a goal, it's ice, but it's colored black. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of unusual. And it's black market, so you know it's valuable. I went looking online. It retails for like 4,000 credits. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Because I don't give two squats about this black ice goal explosion. But there is an item that I really want for my cars, which is known as the Interstellar car paint. Now, I know this is ridiculous, but it's true. There are, the interstellar car paint. Oh, it looks so cool, doesn't it? You must admit that's a pretty cool looking car paint.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It's ridiculous, but so what I did was
you get so excited over just absolute shit.
Yeah, well, whatever. You don't have to look at this car all day, every day, and then get bored of how it looks. So here's what I did. I had the Sub-Zero, the black one, and I went and put it on the Reddit for trading stuff on Rocket League. And within like seconds, I had people messaging me like, "Is this still available? Is this still available?" And I was like, "Well, I had gone away for like an hour," and then I'm like, "The three of you, let's figure out who can contact me first and get this trade happening." And so they paid me 3,000 credits for it because if I said 4,000, it would take longer to sell it. So I was like, I'll eat 1,000 credits in order to sell it quickly, and I did. And then I got my interstellar car paint. Yay!
Can you put that on all the cars then, or was it just for one?
Yeah, no, it's on all the cars. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's
and
okay,
it's
then.
it's subtle, but it looks cool and it's ridiculous. So anyway, that's something I did this week. Should I talk about another game as well?
Yeah, talk about something that's actually relevant.
Well, I don't think you'll like this, Stu, but maybe Neil will be interested to know that I played Elden Ring.
Oof.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
You had to buy it though.
I did have to buy it. Yes, and here's
you bought it.
I bought it, and here's why. Holy shit!
You put the easy mod. I'm assuming you put the easy mod on.
Let me tell the story, okay?
Okay, go. I'm so excited. I can't contain myself, man.
I can
I'm
tell.
Struggling here. I'm struggling to contain myself.
So I have a student who's very, very nice, and she's involved in Amnesty International and all this other stuff. She's great. And so she gave me this note that was very sweet, and I started, welling up when I read it because it was so heartfelt and so nice. And it came with an Amazon gift card. And I was like, damn.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's so nice. Now, you know me, I don't tend to buy a lot of stuff from Amazon, so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use this for. But I did get a map for my classroom, and I have some shirts where the collars are a little tight, so I got some of them dealies that goes in between, so it extends the collar a little bit. So that was like $2, and the map was $20. And then I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of this money? And then I realized, wait a minute.
Did she give you?
Well, it was a very nice gift. Anyway, the point is, I was like, ooh, I can get a Steam gift card through Amazon.
Nice.
And it was crazy because at first of all, apparently I have 3 Amazon accounts. So I went in and redeemed the gift card and then ordered the Steam gift card. And then I went back the next day to check on the status of it. And it was like, no account balance, no recent orders. I was like, what the fuck? So I call Amazon, or I contacted Amazon's little chat thing, and they were
very calmly.
Yeah, and because it's that thing of, look, if you try to get into your bank account and it's like no access, your blood would run cold, right? Now, granted, this is a little different, but I was trying to stay cool, but I was just like, what the hell happened? Okay. Turns out, some account, the most recent account I had, the one I had been logged in on, I was using my phone number as the username rather than what I had always used, which were these usernames and email addresses. So they were like, log in with this and it'll be fine. And I did, and it was fine. I was like, okay, sorry to bother you. So anyway, got it all sorted, got the Steam gift card. And this was the part that really made my blood run cold. When it comes, you have to pull off the little tape on the back, right?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
In order to get the code. And a bunch of reviews on Amazon were like, 0 stars. When I pulled the tape off, the numbers came off. I couldn't redeem it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure those were people who don't know how to pull tape off of things gently because I did it and it was just fine. But when I'm doing it, I'm thinking, oh my God, if I get it wrong, I'm going to lose all the money. It was fine. So I bought Elden Ring. I was like, I'm going to give it a try.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm so impressed with you.
Yes. So here's a question for you, Stuart.
Okay.
What is the story of this game?
The story. Well, you'd only find that out as you play it.
Oh, right. Because when you start, what's the story when you start?
The story when you start is that you're forsaken. Is it forsaken?
You're a tarnished.
Tell a story.
The fallen leaves tell a story. You, the tarnished, the dung eater, and the
you've got to become the Elden
corruption of the world. And the death is everywhere. The Knight of Black Knives. Godwin the What the fuck is even going on?
This is George R.R. Martin, isn't it? He wrote all that shit.
He wrote all this. He wrote this.
Oh, you never would have guessed. It's so cheerful and fun. I thought it was Dr. Seuss wrote it.
You're the tarnished.
Yeah, right. That's a great story for me to get stuck in. I'm a tarnished.
Well, what's the story of fucking Skyrim when you
I'll tell you the story is of Skyrim. There's a civil war going on. You're about to be executed. A dragon comes and saves you. That's a good start to a story.
The dragon doesn't save you at all.
All right, you know
it
what?
Burns
Look,
everything you happen to escape. It doesn't specifically save you.
No, it doesn't. In the same way that NASA doesn't specifically give us stuff, but we get stuff residually. We're not having this argument now. Anyway, the point is the story in Elden Ring sucks. So I start playing the game. I go to look up the mod, easy mod, and it's like you have to disable the anti-cheat mode in order to play this. Well, first of all, I'm a little nervous about that because I'm not trying to replace files and shit, man. So I was like, whatever.
It takes 2 seconds.
I'm sure it does. The point is, I was like, I'm gonna give it a try without the easy mod and just see how it goes. Now, granted, I knew what I was in for because for those who don't know this, I mean, how does anybody not know? Hi, Duchess. Do you need to come in? Hang on one second.
Neil, I believe you played a lot of this.
I played it yesterday morning. I was like, I bet it comes up, so I better refresh myself a little bit. So I played it this week just to have another little look around.
So I played it, and it's not. It wasn't that it was too hard right away. It's that it wasn't fun, and maybe it would be more fun if I actually installed the easy mod. But I spent an hour going over and every time you save, it like all your enemies respawn.
Yeah.
So you gotta go through them again. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting these runes, and I go near these flying things and they kill me, and you lost all your runes. Oh, fuck. So. And then it's like, okay, look, I have enough. What level am I? Level 2 or 1 or whatever. And then it's like, what do I need to level up? And it's like, you need 400 to level up. I got 500. Why am I not leveling up? Google, how do you level up in Elden Ring? And it goes, oh, you got to find Kreble, and she's in the village past the horde of monsters. So I was like, I gotta fight through these 20 people to get to the lady that will allow me to level up, so I can
you can just level up at the first sight of grace you come.
Well, I didn't see any way to level up at that place. So meantime,
you have to meet the woman.
Yeah, you have to meet the woman.
You meet her at the church, though.
I didn't meet her at no church. I met some dude who was selling me the creation kit or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I definitely missed it the first time.
And a torch. Anyway, I was like fighting people, and 20 of them are running at me, and I've got a little shield like this. Nothing. No, actually, and I have a little butter knife, and I'm like, and then I kill a dude, and I get his sword. I'm like, finally, a real sword. You can't carry this; it's too heavy.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Damn it!
Who were you playing as? What character did you choose?
I don't remember. Bandit, maybe.
You have to choose like a
Samurai's
I think the bandit.
Yeah, Samurai's fun.
Bandit.
Yeah, I like the samurai. I'm twin swording as well. I have a magic sword and the real one. But what you've got to do, listen to me.
I'm listening.
Don't near that guy on the screen.
Well, I knew not to do that. I figured that out without anyone needing to tell me.
I've got his halberd and I still can't use it.
Because, by the way, as soon as you start the game, what happens? You go up against some boss and then you're dead. Go in this hole.
That's supposed to happen.
I know it is, but why is that fun? Again, why is that fun? You know what I like when I play video games? To die instantly.
Oh, my God.
Oh, for crying out loud. Right, dude.
For God's sake, follow the very simple instructions to install the easy mod. Put it on level 2. You level up twice as fast. You get extra flasks to regen your health. You'll be fine. But just for the love of God, just do it, and then you'll enjoy it more.
Well, how about this instead?
I just want to say, f this game. I'm done.
I can't do any of that, Stu, because I already refunded it.
You're joking.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Because here's the thing. Look, no. Because here's the thing. Look, it's not just the fact that the enemies are hard. It really isn't. It's the fact that the world is dull to me.
It's so rewarding when you get
to you. It is, but not to me. To me, the world is dull and grim, and the map is like, here's the stones of whatever, and there's no indication of where you're supposed to go.
There is on the actual when the map's
blank out, there's
little markers.
Yeah, I know I can go wherever I want. I can do that in Minecraft too.
No, but there's markers to show you where the map is.
Well, apparently when I went to the first Grace of Grace, it was like, and then it will point to the heavens and guide you. I'm like, I didn't realize that. So, okay, fair enough. I didn't notice that I should have gone toward the church or whatever to meet Greblem and get the horse. But again, like, I just don't think the Souls games are for me. And I know that it probably would be a different experience if I installed the easy mod.
It would be massively different.
When it comes down to like $20 or whatever, 2 years from now, I'll try it again with the easy mod.
It
perhaps.
beggars belief, though, dude, for me, that I told you would hate it in normal, but install the easy mod, you would love it. I told you that. And
yeah, you did, but I don't always trust you either, Stu.
The 10 minutes it would have taken you to install the easy mod, which literally that's all it takes.
Okay, now hang on a second, though, Stu. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Look,
God.
the other thing is,
it's frustrating, Duke. I find it super frustrating.
Is it as frustrating as trying to talk when people are talking over you? Because that's pretty frustrating.
No, just hear me out. Hear me out.
I've been hearing you out. I'm trying to tell you what the other reason I'm not putting it in.
Because you write games off instantly, right? When I know for a fact you would hate it in its normal state. And I told you that. But you still insist on doing that because you couldn't be asked.
Okay, to be fair. No, it's not that I couldn't be asked. Let me explain why I didn't do it. I don't like fiddling with anti-easy cheat software.
It's
right?
not. You're not doing. You replace a folder with it and you just rename it. So you don't even, you just disable it basically and nothing happens. The only thing that would happen, the only thing it would do was stop you playing in multiplayer. That's
right. And I hear you, and I'm sure it's not a big deal, but there's a part of me that doesn't like the idea of, you know, fiddling with something that is built into the game. Now, I need to get over it. I'm sure you're right. But there was also a part of me that said, you know, if I try installing this, you know, easy mode, first of all, you said it got hard even with the easy mode, so there's that.
No, but not for ages. I mean, this first bit, you'd just piss it.
Okay.
You would be beat.
Well, can you beat that guy with the easy mode?
Well, no, presumably not till you level up.
You've got to level up. You've got to level up quite a while to beat this dude, but you can beat most of the normal enemies. No, like the dudes on the horse.
What about the big giant guy?
Challenge. Oh,
the first big giant guy you walk into.
Yeah. But not until
boss?
Again.
It's not.
Again, I'd leveled up quite a bit before I attempted that anyway. But you can, like, all the normal lead dudes around here, the guy on the horse near the stronghold, you know, when you first go up there, you could beat him. It's challenging, but you can beat him. Do you know what I mean? So it makes it easier, and you level up because you get double the runes or whatever the hell they're called. I always forget what they're called. But you get double those. You get 3 flasks instantly straight away. And if you lose everything, you just press Y when you respawn and you just reclaim everything. So you don't even have to get back to your body. So you're never not able to level up. And obviously you can just go and do it again quickly and you've got double the amount of stuff. It makes it infinitely easier. But it's still a challenge, which I can kind of like. Because you don't want it to be so too easy, do you?
Well, I don't mind that personally. But anyway, as I said, look, when it comes down in price, I will try again. I will put the easy mode on. But here's the thing. I didn't want to run any risk of not being able to refund this. Because it's possible that I would enjoy it with the easy mode on, but it's also possible I wouldn't. So I gave it a shot. I played it for an hour. Yes, I refused to put the easy mode on, and I probably should have. You're right. But I was like, I don't think I'm going to have fun even with the easy mode, so I'm just going to step away from it now, come back to it later.
Okay, but I am disappointed.
Well, you can be disappointed because I feel like you're always disappointed with something.
Because you're bound to, because you don't like Souls games.
Yeah, and I don't know the easy Souls games are really going to be up my alley either.
Beautifully grim. I mean, it's just beautiful.
But not all of us love beautifully
variety.
Did I play what?
The Star Wars Jedi game.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and I was okay with it. Like that didn't frustrate me quite so much.
It
was
not
hard.
as hard, to be fair.
Right?
It's quite hard though. In time,
it was a little tricky, but I felt like I was making progress, and more importantly, I was having fun with the Star Wars game. Again, like whatever. Like again, you know, the fun level might be more when I had the easy mode on, but I feel like with all the stuff you got to collect, all the things you're supposed to be crafting, and you know, the fact that there's so many obstacles to the weapons that I want to be using, I don't think it's for me.
It doesn't tell you. I mean, I'll tell you where I am now. Right, I'm on easy mode. Where you are. I'm a level 122. And I've played the game for about 38 hours. Now, a normal person would probably take about 60 or 70 to get to that kind of level. And and I have got to the final area where the final boss is, but I haven't attempted it.
Yes.
So I've played for 194 hours now.
There you go. You see, so that's the difference.
And are you having fun, Neil?
I finished. Well, I got an ending,
Well,
but
Neil
there's still a
played
bit
it
of the map
properly
that I
'cause
haven't
he's
seen.
hard.
Are you having
Neil's
fun,
hard,
Neil?
like me.
Yeah. Well, you can watch a video on Seal Podcast YouTube channel of me having a lot of fun,
Okay.
or not. But
Yeah.
there's multiple
depends how you
videos of
look
me
at it.
doing some of
Depends
the
how you
bosses.
look
It
at
is how you look at it, but
But when you
again, I just
finally
don't think it's
do
gonna. It's
finish,
look,
like, when
the
you beat
right,
one-
the thrill of conquering a difficult boss. That's the same reason I keep going back to Rocket League. I don't always have fun playing Rocket League but it's the thrill of winning. It's the thrill of ranking up, absolutely. But that's not. Sometimes I want to have fun along the way. So.
Well, I was having
everybody's
fun
is
anyway,
different.
in
That's
between
cool.
getting my ass kicked.
I'm glad you have fun with it, and maybe I will have fun later on.
And I think that's what the easy mode achieves for the people who don't like these types of games, because it makes it infinitely easier, but it also there's still challenge there. I mean, I've just got to a new area where the dragons are, and I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm a level 122 and getting killed.
You're not making me want to go into this, too.
No, but there's so many other places where you can kick ass. You know what I mean? These are the places.
So
where
let me
you
ask this
only
question
go
though.
when
Let me ask this question though. You say you're getting your ass kicked. You're level
So
150
huge.
or whatever. If can I level up until I'm like level 300 and then go sneeze on the dragons eventually?
Philip Taylor's is like level
Okay.
300 plus.
Okay.
So you can, but what
So
you
he's
got to
played
remember,
it for like 6 times or something. He's gone through 6 times by the look of it. Or
yeah,
something.
6, yeah. But here's the thing, dude. Right? You know where you're saying you need 400 things to level up.
Yes.
I need 80,000 at the or 85,000 just to do one.
Again,
level up.
if you're trying to
but
get
you're
me
like
to play
massively
this,
powerful at that point. You're well powerful at that point.
Yeah.
And you got to level your weapons.
yeah, but he's
as
still
well.
getting his ass
Otherwise,
kicked by the
it's not good.
dragon.
Yeah, but the stuff you're killing, right? Because you're getting double the things. You're getting like some of the things you kill. You get 20,000 for killing them because they're hard, and you're getting double.
For the
You know, so
record,
you're normal.
I'm not taking the the harsh position that Fraser has, but I think in terms of the story, certainly.
This story is garbage.
So,
But some of the bosses are so creative as well. That's what I've found fascinating.
because they're dragons. What other role-playing game has had dragons in it? None.
No.
No.
The bosses aren't like dragons.
I
There's
know,
loads of
I know.
Crazy
I'm
ones.
just
They're
taking the
absolutely
piss.
crazy. Some
I'm
of
just
them.
taking the piss.
There was one with this woman who's just floating in the sky. When you eventually beat her, you can respec your whole character. So
Yeah, she
does
throws
this
the
thing-
moon at you as well.
Yeah, she throws the moon at you. There's all these weird things. She keeps
Sounds like some
bringing-
anime thing.
She has these weird minion things on the floor. These women who are crawling round, and you just keep respawning. She just keeps respawning them while you're fighting. It's a really long and arduous boss fight as well. It takes
Well, you
ages.
got to kill like the 3 of the ones that are glowing, and it's easy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that because he doesn't tell you.
No, well, it doesn't tell you anything. You got
It's
to
almost like it doesn't tell you
yourself.
anything.
No,
That's
so
the thing.
I must have just done it by accident. You know, by just killing them all. I just kept running around killing all of them, and eventually
of course-
she came to the floor.
When I tell my
I'd say
students
for a
that
load
the
of the
game's not
others,
for me, it's like, oh, it sounds like a skill problem. Sorry, Neil, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying if you're kind of used to playing through the games, you get to pick up on little things that it suggests to you through the gameplay. So if you're a veteran of Souls games, it was probably a lot easier to just go, I get what they're doing here.
I just, I think everyone agrees that role-playing games need to have a thing floating over the person's head that you're supposed to kill, and then you just push a button until they're dead.
You know, you say that, but I think this scratches my itch more than that does, because I like new shiny things, and I think the fact it really doesn't tell you anything keeps me wanting to play it.
That's crazy.
It was a
We
mystery.
told me
Everything's just a completely
everything's a complete
unknown,
mystery, and every new area you come to, you're like, what the hell's going to be in this area?
Well,
And
again,
it's
like as I've said before, every day in the classroom's a mystery to me, and like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid over here? That's a mystery I have to deal with at school. So I don't always want a mystery when I go home. And play
Can I
games.
just say, Fraser's saying you must like Elden Ring. Well, I don't think that's what I was trying to say. I'm not saying you must like it, but I think you would like it more.
I
think
must
he's talking
try
to
the
Philip
easy
Taylor.
mode.
Easy mod.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's
I
fair.
think
I
you
don't
would like
I
it
don't
more.
disagree with you that I did wuss out on not even trying the easy mode. So that is a fair criticism. I don't disagree with you on
And
that.
it would have taken literally 10 minutes. I think that's what I find frustrating the most. It would take
I got
and this is
scared
a
about
woman.
fiddling
This is a
with
woman, like,
the
she'll level up.
anti.
So you
Yeah,
don't
she
even
gives
have
you
to
a horse.
fight. Yeah, you don't even have to fight the dudes. You just have to meet her at that. You can skirt around all of them and just go to this site of grace. And she's there.
Okay, fine. Here's the other thing I find ridiculous about this game. Oh, thank God people can put little notes down on the ground so that every 5 feet when I'm walking toward a cliff,
No,
I see,
because-
jump down the cliff, jump in here, go down the cliff, go down here.
Guess what,
I'm like, what the
dude?
fuck is the point of that shit?
Guess what, dude?
Later on, it's very valuable because then they'll say,
No,
use the
no.
crystal axe.
No. when you install easy mode, they're all gone because you can't
Well,
play
I wish they could just have an option in the menu, like turn off stupid bullshit from random idiots.
You can do that.
Yeah, but it should be in the game by default. Like, how about just I don't want to play online. Like, don't bother having. And no one's doing this. EA, every game's online. Ubisoft, every game's online.
You don't have to in easy mode.
I know. I'm saying though, this is not a complaint about Elden Ring. It's a complaint about games in general. They're all demanding that you play online. Like, fuck off. I want to play on my own offline. So we all agree then. Elden Ring sucks. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, no,
it's so shit.
And look, it's seriously, if y'all like it, more power to you. I love maybe it. Y'all like it.
Absolutely love it.
I didn't like Minecraft the first time I tried it. So.
Can I just say, Neil, I am getting a little bit frustrated at the moment trying to find this fucking woman who I have to find to do the Three Witches quest. What is she called? I can't remember her name now. You'll know because you played it so much.
I can't remember, to be honest. There's like the best thing I would totally say, if you're going to play this game, just have a guide ready to go. If you're stuck, just get a guide.
I don't want to because I want to try and find her on my own.
If you're properly banging your head against a brick wall, you just go, I really just need to break this point, and then I'll be off.
I want to find her on my own. I found the other dude eventually. That was hard work. You know where you have to go in the underground city thing.
There's just loads of crazy stuff. Like there's so much stuff you can just completely miss. And then you read it online.
You've got to do this to get the best ending. Apparently, you've got to finish her quest.
Is that the Rani, the Blue Witch?
Yeah, Rani's quest. That's
I got her ending.
Yeah, so I've got to find. So basically, you go and see the other wizard dude who's playing games, and then he tells you to meet with this other.
He's playing a better role playing game.
And woman, so you have to go and find her, and she could be anywhere. It's a whole area, and it's like, where the hell is she?
Like I say, I've done 194 hours in this game. I've been in so many different places. I can't remember everything that happened.
It is so
there's a whole
I love it.
area of the map that I haven't even uncovered. And I've beat the boss, the final boss, and there's a whole big patch of the map that is still uncovered.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's just massive.
There's a point where you go down the lift and you're just like, what's going on? And then it's like, I won't spoil it, but it's just like, what the fuck? At that point, I was just like, mate, this game's fucking absolutely crazy.
It's nuts. I just can't believe how much stuff is in the game. It's even like all the just random stuff, where you're just wandering along. There's these two ogres pulling a massive truck along in the middle of nowhere for no apparent reason. They're just there, and there's a guy.
They're there for you to
guards. Kill. Yeah, and you kill them, and then you can get some treasure off the back of the truck. Oh, so good. It's so good. I can't tell you. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, moving on. Neil. Made me happy again, Neil, because I'm upset now.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that.
I need my
let's twist the screws, make him even angrier. Neil, go ahead.
Uplift my mood, Neil.
Philip Taylor's just said about make sure you fight Melinia, and I didn't do that. So she's rock hard apparently, and I haven't done that.
Everyone's
and I finished the boss.
Rock hard bosses.
Yeah.
No, Neil. What else have you?
Well, I've been playing the Hunt Showdown as well.
Okay.
We'll talk a little bit about Hunt Showdown.
Big game.
We've been playing. Well, me and Fraser, of course, three have been playing a lot of it. And after the show Friday night, we went and had a go. And I killed a load of people with my shotgun, which I don't normally do, which is quite good. We go in, and you don't really know what you're going to get. So it could be that you're dead within a minute or 2 minutes, or it could go on for half an hour and then you're dead in like a 30-second what do you call it, encounter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could, go and wreck 2 or 3 teams in the space of like 2 or 3 minutes, or it could take out 10 minutes to have a battle with another team or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Right.
So you don't really know what you're going to get every game.
So this is not the game to play if you have 10 minutes before you have to go out for the evening.
Well, the maximum gameplay is 45 minutes.
Okay.
But they don't tend to last 45 minutes.
Gotcha.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Because that basically means that if it goes on that long, you just usually you've wiped everything, wiped the other teams, and then you just go pootling around the map.
Can I just ask, is any of these maps set at night or is it all during the day?
At the minute, there's an event on where sometimes the map, there's just loads of places are on fire, like there's huge bushfires everywhere.
Yeah.
I think they tend to take place at night generally, but so yeah, it's pretty crazy on the visual. Bit of a spectacle, like walking around the bayou and like half the map is on fire.
Fire!
See, he has a sound clip for everything. I bet
Yeah,
you didn't
right.
realise this, did you, Neil?
But it's just, I don't know. I got into it, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I had it and then I refunded it because no one else would play. And then I got back into it and managed to persuade one of the gang to get into it, and now everyone's playing it.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit of a social game. Like we were playing PUBG, we'd all go on and now just have a bit of a laugh and mess about for a while. And we do a bit of that. We're having a good laugh, just pootling around because we all know what we're doing pretty much. And then it'll be like, oh, there's someone here. And then it will get serious for like the next few minutes. And we're all like focused on trying to beat this other team.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always go to plan, obviously. I mean, sometimes we get absolutely wrecked.
And when
But
if you do win a level, like, is it the same kind of thing when you get like a victory in PUBG where it's like the whole room knows that you won, or is it just for you?
Well, if they hang around, I guess, because once someone's died, you can just leave the game.
Yeah, sure.
So if I don't think people hanging around unless they're right near the end. Like when we get killed, that's it. We're out.
Yeah, sure.
Don't hang around. You can see at the end of each game whether you're successful or not. What happened with the teams involved? It will show you like a breakdown of the teams, how many people in each team.
Yeah.
It will show you their names if you actually encountered them. Otherwise, they're unknown.
Gotcha.
And then it will show you who killed who and stuff like that. Only in the only thing you can see if you didn't actually interact with them individually is if they've killed the bosses and taken the bounties from the bosses.
Right.
Otherwise, it's all just like hidden still.
Gotcha.
You just get a makeup of the team, but it's just a lot of like we're just having so much fun. Like I say, well, I say that, but like it is like when you're not having fun, it's not fun, obviously.
Well,
but we had a few runs today that they've not been much success. Like but then we had a good scrap with like we start with like having a little fight with a couple of guys, and the next thing you know, 2 or 3 other teams roll up, and it's just this huge crossfire going on with like 3 or 4 teams all at the same time, and you just don't really get it in any other game that we've played. Like PUBG, I guess you did get that, but PUBG, you're dead.
But in PUBG, right, and in PUBG, a lot of the game was just running around gathering stuff. It feels like this is much less of that.
Well, you go in with a loadout in this game. You've got guns. Sure. You have to like level up your characters, and you've got several like sort of lines of power ups. So you've got your overall game level,
right,
and that will allow you to unlock certain weapons or skills.
And is this the type of thing you level up each time you play, or is it like persistent?
So you're like overall level, you'll go goes up to level 100.
Okay.
And when you get to level 100, you can prestige and start from scratch again.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Which I haven't done, but all the others keep doing. But as you get to level 100, you've basically got access to all of the guns, all of the skills that you can unlock. But every time your character dies, you have to bring a new character in. They start with like no skills, and there's skills like that mean you can run past like environmental hazards, and without triggering them off. Like there's like crows on the ground, group of crows. If you run at the group of crows, they go off, make loads of noise.
People nearby,
and basically everyone else on the map can hear them or see them, or whatever.
Sure.
Give your position away.
So there's a strong impulse to stay alive in this game because you don't want to die and lose all your progress. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, we go in with a different like mission, if you like. You make your own mission. It's like there is the idea is you go and kill the bosses, get the bounties, get to an extraction.
Right.
You can just go in and decide you just want to kill other players.
Yeah, sure.
And just go for that type of game.
I got you.
Yeah, it's just like it's Wild West like. So your guns are a bit jank.
Right.
There's no like. There's one gun that's like a machine gun, but it's only got 15 rounds, and they go very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
So, each weapon, it's quite been out a while, so it's quite well balanced weapon-wise. So, but it's just a lot of fun running around the bayou with your mates.
Yeah, this came out early access 2018 and Xbox Game Preview 2019. So it's still technically in early access, or
no, this is out and released.
But
they keep changing it now. It's got to the point like
there's
seasonal content all the time.
Right. I was wondering if you think it's likely they would make a sequel that's more modern or something, because it sounds like the formula is really good.
Yeah, I think it's got a pretty consistent. It's not huge. It's not like PUBG numbers or anything like that. But it's there's regularly 20 to 40,000 people playing, so it's enough of a community playing regular to keep games you don't have to wait for a game. So
I assume they'll just keep updating it, won't they, and improving it.
Well, just like I say, they're on the seasonal content path, really.
Yeah.
So they'll bring out a season pass, and you can buy into the season pass and all that. So they can keep their revenue ticking over. They keep releasing like new cosmetic characters that people can buy for cash. I definitely did quite a few of those, but because they just go on sale all the time. This game's constantly going on sale. It's cheap on Steam all the time.
I should put it on my wish list.
Yeah, it's just great fun. And like I say, there's not really anything else quite like it. I guess Escape from Tarkov is like a similar extraction-based thing, but that's way too hard.
I wouldn't mind if this became the new Battle Royale. For a while, everybody was making Battle Royale games, and it got so dull because you play one, you play them all. But I think there's a lot of possibilities. PvE is the type of thing I generally love. So the fact that this is, a mix of PvE and PvP, it speaks to me, and I would like to see this.
Should have bought this, Duke.
I guess I should have.
Well,
maybe it'll be on sale next week.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, on sale again in about a day.
Why don't I add it?
Do it.
Get this message from
you can come and join us. We'll show you the way.
There you go. All right, anything else about the Hunt Showdown?
That's it.
All right, Stu, what's next for you?
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Norco.
Oh, this is the game I played and didn't like.
Yeah, because I thought, you know what? It got really good reviews and stuff. I should play some more of this. So I did. And I played quite a lot. I played probably about another couple of hours. Maybe another 2 or 3 hours of the game.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's set in this sort of, not a post-apocalyptic future, but a future where everything's reliant on sort of oil and gas, and the world's, not in a good place, really, because there's all this pollution and shit's going down and people haven't got any money and all that kind of stuff. It's quite depressing, actually, Duke, to be quite fair. It's a bit of a depressing game. And basically... And basically, your mum goes missing or something, and you've got to try and figure out what happened to her. So that's kind of the play. You've been away, and you come back, and your mum's gone missing. And there's this weird android robot thing fixing a bike at the back of your house.
Yes,
so
I remember that.
And you sort of you have to go and get some parts for the bike. You get the bike fixed, and then you can explore a little bit more and go to different locations. And then there's a flashback. So I got a flashback to the mum going to this clinic to see something about mental health or whatever. Ooh. She wasn't very well. So that kind of happened. And then I completed that. I completed that bit, and you had to go to this weird bar and meet someone. That was a bit weird.
Okay.
And then I couldn't figure out how to progress the game from that point, and I kept wandering around. So
sensing a theme in these games.
I couldn't figure out what I had to do next, and I just kept going from the same place to another place to another place, and then eventually, I think I did figure it out. I don't know, can't remember now.
Quite memorable, this game.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting game. You know what I mean? It graphically, it's very, 8-bit, I guess, 32-bit. Right. I don't know, sort of blocky, but it's all written, so you're not gonna like Chinny hated it because he had to read.
Right.
It's no good if you got to read stuff.
Well, I hate reading
too. And what's kind of cool is, though, every time you meet characters, it gives you, you get this mind map. And you can click on it, and it will tell you how characters are connected to other characters in the game, which is kind of interesting. But overall, I quite like it. I'm going to play some more of it because I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess if I get really stuck, I'll just have a look at the walkthrough and figure out what I'm, by cheating.
What are you, a wuss? You do the walkthrough?
I'm a wuss. I'm a wuss. Although I refuse to look where that woman is in Elden Ring, I'm quite happy to look at a walkthrough for this.
Sure.
But he said there's obviously something dodgy going on with this big conglomerate company, that runs everything, and they're up to no good. And there's some weird happenings going on and stuff and whatever. Yeah. And I need to find a memory card from somewhere, I'm guessing. So I've just gone to see, I've flashed back to the future again, to normal time, and I've just gone to meet this dude in the bar, but he wasn't there. So when I got there, he wasn't there.
Come on, dude in the bar, where are you at?
Figure out where he is. But I think Norco's pretty good so far. I'm kind of in-ish.
Yeah.
I'm in-ish. I'm not totally in, but I'm in-ish.
You're
a little bit.
in-ish.
I've got a foot in.
Like George Santo, I said I was Jew-ish.
Yeah, I'm Jew-ish.
Yeah.
Just a little bit in-ish.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay.
But no, overall, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Okay.
It's on Game Pass, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely. I've heard a lot of people speak very highly of this.
Yeah,
so.
It's kind of interesting. I'm intrigued as to what's going on, and that's always a good sign. When you want to know what's going on.
What's going on? Like Marvin Gaye.
So, Duke, back over to you.
Yes.
What else to say about
right. So, when I refunded Elden Ring, I said, okay, I want to play a game that I am pretty sure I will like. And
so you bought Skyrim again, the definitive edition.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh my God!
I'm interested to know what you think of this.
I love this game. Holy crap! This game's amazing. Because what is it? Well, imagine Skyrim and Borderlands had a baby, and that's this game. And it's much more Borderlands than it is Skyrim. So it's basically Borderlands in a fantasy setting. Yeah.
So has he got loads of bugs then? There's like floating horses and stuff. Just checking.
Well, no, that would be Skyrim. That Borderlands doesn't.
Well, he said it was like Skyrim, so I'm asking.
Well, no, the setting is Skyrim.
The
gameplay is Borderlands. Yeah.
Okay.
No guns though, actually.
There are guns. Yeah. No, that's the thing. And they right away, it's like, wait a minute, there's guns? I thought we were doing a fantasy. And the whole thing is, I don't remember what they call it, but it's like, instead of Dungeons and Dragons, it's like bandits and burglars or something. It's B&B. And it's funny. I wrote dot equals a while running. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I wrote it down. It must have been fun. I don't know. Wanda Sykes does the voice of one of the characters, and I love Wanda Sykes. She's a really funny comedian. She has a special on Netflix called Not Normal, and she's just amazing. The humor is great. So, for instance, so the whole thing is narrated by Tiny Tina, who is this awesome character from Borderlands 2, and she's the dungeon master. So, like, you'll enter when you enter this cavern area. She's like, you enter a cavern, you can hear water running in the distance, and you have to crouch down in order to get through the cavern. And if you don't do it, she's like, you have to crouch down in order. You know what I mean? Like it's just such a good incorporation
of
knowing. It's so meta. It's totally meta. You get to the first village, and you know how it goes in role-playing games. You go to most good role-playing games. You get to a nice, peaceful town, and when you get to it, it says, "Welcome to Nothing Happens Here, Shire." And I was like, yes, like what a good name for a game. And at one point you're supposed to blow, there's bad guys who are lobbing, rocks at the castle, and you have to protect the castle. So the guy goes, here, take this C4 and blow up the catapults. And then the Wanda Sykes' character butts in and is like, excuse me, C4? Isn't this supposed to be a fantasy setting? And he goes, oh, right. Take this fantasy 4 and go blow up the catapults. So it's that kind of thing. It's very silly. It's very meta. It's, the standard Borderlands formula of constantly getting loot. And, instead of, the electric shields, you have like fantasy shields. And instead of grenades, you have spells that you cast. There's different classes and all that stuff. One of the things that they definitely did to improve on the Borderlands formula is, and even in Borderlands 3, you go to an area, there's like 2 spots you can start in the area, but that's it. Once you go into the area, you can drive around them, but that's it. Well, in this game, they decided to let you fast travel within areas, which I was like, oh, thank God. Because in Borderlands 3, even, and Borderlands 2 and 1, there's a lot of running around, sometimes the same place you've been running around in. So the fact that they gave you fast travel was very nice.
It does look cool. I must admit, I'm watching it now. I'm like, it looks all right.
It's so much fun.
Where are the really difficult boss fights though? That's what I want.
There are boss fights, and when I got to the first one, she goes, and it's the whole thing again with the DM, the dungeon master part. She's like, okay, you all the skelly men run away for some reason, and there's going to be a boss fight. She's like, the whole cavern shimmies with anticipation. A rock falls from the roof, and this one rock is like. And it's like, you hold your breath waiting for something to happen. And it just keeps going and going and going. And then she goes, boss fight, roll for initiative. And of course, in Borderlands, there's no initiative. It's just, you start shooting and, the fight breaks out. Yeah, it's so good. I'm liking it so much. Now, to make it different from your standard Borderlands experience, there is a part where it's all role playing and it's like an overworld type of thing, and you have ostensibly miniatures. It's basically your character, but moving around. You can move it around like you're walking, but it's there's grass area, there's mountains and stuff like that. But there's also like at one point, Tiny Tina drops a cheese curl on the board. And, Wanda Sykes goes, Tina, why you want to get your junk food out of here? And she's like, what junk food? She's like, this cheese curl. And she goes, that's not a cheese curl. That's a magic barrier. And it becomes this whole side quest where you have to go find a key. Because she goes, there's a lock on it. And the lock appears on the cheese curl. And it's like, you have to find the key and all this stuff. So, yeah, I am loving this game. It's a lot of fun. And it's not too hard. And I don't have to install an easy mode to enjoy it.
Sounds a bit boring.
Yeah, I know, right?
It does sound a bit boring to me, to be honest.
There's one part where the blacksmith is like, hey,
what's the story, though, dude? What's the story?
It's funny because they're making fun of the story itself. Like, there's this queen who's the form of this unicorn, and her name is like Lady Butt Kicker or something like that. It's ridiculous. And, and she's in danger, and you have to go help her. It's a standard fantasy, end of the world type thing. But then there's this like dragon lord who shows up and he's like, you will face me and you'll never defeat me. And then Wanda's like, we're going to defeat him at the end of the game, aren't we? It's like, yeah, we totally are. So it's tongue in cheek, very meta, very silly, lots of fun. And yeah, I'm loving it.
It looks good. I mean, it does look interesting.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to rush out and play it anytime soon.
Well, you never played Borderlands 3, did you?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I know, and I know that
I've got it.
Well, people got bored of the Borderlands formula, and I don't blame them, but I can't get enough of it, so.
I think I got it free with my graphics card.
Well, it's a great game, and this is also a great game, so you have good stuff waiting for you.
Didn't ever play it.
And hey, look, these games are designed to be played with other people. So if you play Borderlands 3 or this and you want me along for the ride, I'd probably be willing to jump back in. So
yeah, so you can play this in multiplayer then.
Yeah, and it's designed to be done as a group. I think.
Yeah.
So, but you don't have to
scale up then if you've got more people. It makes it harder.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would expect so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But it should still be fun. It's always fun playing these games in co-op, isn't it?
Exactly.
It is. Neil, back over to you.
Okay, well, speaking of loot games,
hey,
I've been playing the biggest loot game going.
Destiny 2?
A healthy amount of Destiny 2.
Oh, sweet. No. I was joking, but you were actually playing it.
Yeah.
Have you got the new release? Is there some new DLC?
Well, there's a new DLC launching at the end of the month.
Okay.
The new big content drop is on the 28th of Feb with new locations, new abilities.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd better crack on and do last year's stuff.
So is it the Witch Queen?
I haven't done that. So the Witch Queen, is the current content.
Yeah.
But I have had Witch Queen since probably Christmassy time.
Yeah.
And I've not really progressed too much of that. I've been playing loads, but I just get sucked into playing the PvP.
Right.
And
God, I tried the PvP once upon a time. It was pointless for me to play that shit.
It's rock hard at times.
Well, and you need decent gear. You need to be leveled up.
Yeah.
And forget it.
Well, the level doesn't matter.
Well, that's what
you need the right
say.
guns.
Okay,
you need the right
I guess
guns.
I didn't have the right guns. But anyway, sorry. Go on.
Because there is a massive meta on the PvP for Destiny. So if you haven't got the right weapons.
Sorry, were you the one when I couldn't figure out how to jump across something? Was that you that helped me out with that? That's the stupidest request in the world. I can't jump to that thing. Here's how you do it. Oh, right. Sorry. Thanks.
Yeah. Well,
that's not exactly
used to a different character.
That's not the request exactly you want to get when someone's playing Destiny. Finally, someone I know is playing this game. Oh, he needs help jumping. God damn it.
That was fun.
Anyway,
the thing with it, I mean, most people in the community are helpful if they want. If you ask.
Sure.
But PvP is what I've mostly been doing.
Yeah.
To this weekend. At the weekends, they have this thing called Trials of Osiris, which is high level PvP, and I've never done it because you need a team of 3, and you can't go in on your own and get match made with another 2 people. You have to have a pre-made team of 3 to go in. But this weekend, they do this thing called Freelance, where everyone in it is a solo queue.
Oh, interesting.
So everyone solo queue,
but it's still 3v3.
But yeah, it's still 3v3, and it's an elimination game. So you have 1 life. When you die, you can be revived after something like 8 seconds. by your teammates, your surviving teammates.
Right.
And games are like rounds are over pretty quick generally because once one goes down, if the other if they're coordinated, then you're in trouble basically as a team. So, like I say, I've not played this hardly at all. In fact, this whole year I don't think I've played it once. But as I was on the freelance one, I was like, I'm going to give it a go. So I picked up me passage, whatever it's called, that you have to go and get from this guy in the tower. And then I picked up a load of bounties and I played it until I'd finished all of the stuff and got a load of loot. And the first game went in and we won 5-0. And I was like, nice, this is good.
I can do this. Then, I'm good at this.
Yes, here we go. Here we go. And then we lost about 20 games in a row. It was just soul destroying. But eventually got my 7 wins that you need to do to complete the passage, the trial thing or whatever. Get a load of loot drops. The loot drops fun in those games. There's a good sound when you get that loot. If you get a good one,
isn't it? Let's be honest.
It sets off all of those things in your brain. When you get something good, it's like, oh, that's a good sound. That was good. But
see, I feel like it's such a feedback loop with the PvP because like if you do well, you're probably getting better gear and that helps you to do even better. And like I've only dipped in a couple of times on the PvP and I just got stomped so hard. I've played a bunch of PvP. I played a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield. I'm not terrible at them, but I just felt like there was no point in me even trying. So maybe I need to get with you. We spend a day. You help me gear up right.
Just like this.
Maybe I just suck.
I don't know. The current thing is. There's certain that goes through cycles though because they keep trying to balance the game all the time, and it would be like eventually people suss out that a certain type of gun is like better than all the others basically, and then you're running into the same guns all the time. You're like, I guess that's the gun I need now. But yeah, so they're trying to make it balanced all the time, but so there's like stronger. You have like various different weapon types, but within that weapon type, there's absolutely stacks of different types of those. So like the hand cannons, you can compete with certain types of hand cannon, but like I don't know which ones it is at the minute, but there are faster firing ones and slower firing ones. Like the faster ones do less damage, but obviously fire quicker, and the slower firing ones do a lot more damage. But you've got to be a lot more accurate because you've got to make sure those hits hit, otherwise you'll be dead. But I just really got into the PvP. Like I used to play loads of Call of Duty way back in the day, Call of Duty 4 and whatever, Black Ops and all that. But then when I finally got into Destiny, that just took over PvP. That was my PvP fix on consoles for ages. And then I've been playing it on PC basically since Destiny 2 came out on their PC. And I did play it on my PS5 because they released Beyond Light, which was a couple of expansions ago. As part of PS Plus, but oh man, that was absolutely painful going back to playing on a controller.
I bet.
Versus what I've got used to now on mouse
so many
and
different ways to get through menus, if nothing else, on the PC.
Well, yeah. That's the thing. You're moving a cursor with a stick and everything. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. But yeah. So
to be fair, this game's menus are probably less painful than most on a controller because it is, it has the circle thing and it's like, you hold it down and it's not just one click. I don't know. I think they are trying to find a middle ground there, but it is not as convenient as the PC.
Yeah, well, it's going to be like a big change at the end of the month. There's a lot of stuff. But every time they bring out new content drop out, they usually change a load of the stuff.
Yeah.
But this time I'm not getting rid of anything, I don't think, now. So whatever's in there now is going to stay, apart from where we have these seasons. So I've been playing a lot of the season stuff.
Yeah,
it's called the Season of the Seraph.
Right.
And
you have to pay for that,
I don't know
right?
if you remember. Yeah, it's like 1,000 silver. You buy silver and then you buy it with that. I picked up a 1,700 silver and a stupid emote for £13.
Yeah, that's not
so
bad.
I've got a bit of silver in the bank and I've paid for this season, and I've like a level 70 odd in the battle pass is out of 100.
Yeah.
And it brings in a new game modes every time there's a season. They'll do like a new, well, maybe they revisit old locations with a new load of mechanics.
Right.
So I've been playing that over and over and over and over again because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Play the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Well, that's the other thing is, I'll join people for a raid or something like that, and I'm like, they're like miles ahead of me. They know exactly where every enemy is going to come from, and I'm like, ooh, this is a pretty cool looking. Oh wait, where'd they go?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're just playing, like, you go in with, like, you go into the strike playlist, like you say, and it's just, they're just farming, basically.
Yeah, right,
Or they're
exactly.
doing, like, their dailies, and it's like, get this done as quick as possible so that I can
sure.
get on to the next thing that I've got to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could, if you want a more relaxed experience, then you need to have, like, probably find a Sherpa and actually
Well, right.
go through with someone, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like I've always just played it for the PvE stuff, and it's, you know, like the story missions are fine, and, you know, yeah, there's bounties and stuff for me to take care of and whatnot, so it's cool. I always have fun when I play it. It's just
it's like side quest, effectively. I get massively sucked into those things, and then just never progress the main story.
Yeah.
So I've, like I say, I've barely progressed the Witch Queen, and apparently the Witch Queen campaign is actually really good, but I wouldn't know because I haven't actually got anywhere. So.
Sure.
But yeah, I just love the mechanics of Destiny.
Oh yeah, it's so the precision, the guns, the variety of enemies. I think it's all very well done, no doubt about it.
Yeah, like I played Call of Duty multiplayer when it was on a free weekend recently, and I was just, there was no fun whatsoever. I was getting destroyed all the time. Whereas
you know, part of it too is like learning the maps, and that's the other thing with the PvP on Destiny is that, like, I didn't know the maps at all. So, you know, people are sniping me from above, they're getting me from below, and all that stuff. So maybe if I learned the maps, it'd be better. But I think Call of Duty has also worked in so many different elements that it's like you got to learn all those elements too. So
yeah. Well, I guess it's fairly basic at the end of the day, Call of Duty, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, you're throwing flash bombs, you're throwing grenades or whatever, and but yeah, with Destiny, there's loads of new stuff, like from when it first came out, like the way you can tailor your characters to your play style and stuff like that. And there's loads and loads of depth if you want to go into it. Or the way your armor's created and stuff like that. And it's weapon.
Not to mention getting a cool looking ship. I remember spending the time.
I've got so
I
many
find
ships.
A cooler ship. Like, who cares?
There's people flying around who basically like asteroids. It's just like a big rock.
Right.
There's just so stupid stuff in there.
And it's funny because, like, you can't just buy a new ship, right? Like, it seems to me Bungie could make a bit of money if they were like, just give us $3 and you can have a cool new ship. Like, I would do that, but I think they want you to grind for it. They want you to work.
Well, there's loads of like ways to. You'll be just like the other day. I don't know. When you level up certain ranks, you'll just be like, oh, I got a fucking spaceship.
Yeah, sure.
Or as well as a gun or whatever.
Right.
So usually they're bonuses.
Yeah.
On top of whatever you'd normally get. So I don't know. I just can't stop playing it at the minute.
Yeah, that's a sign of
and
a
I'll
good
be probably
game.
in for a couple of months because like the new content will drop.
Right.
At the end of the month. So I've got 2 weeks to smash through the season pass and finish the Witch Queen before new stuff comes because I've already bought the new one.
Right.
That's how they get you, man. Keep giving you new stuff.
Well, see, I started Beyond Light, and then something else came up, and I just wandered away from it. But I feel like I should get to that because I'm always a DLC behind, and I know I got to hurry up before they vault it because that's bound to be coming, right? But
I think Beyond Light will be staying.
Oh,
because you need it to unlock one of the new classes
for your
characters.
That makes sense. But it's nice because, you know, when the new stuff comes, maybe they'll put the old stuff on sale. So by the time I get done with Beyond Light, maybe Witch Queen will go on sale. I can get that.
Witch Queen's been on sale loads in the last couple of months. It's been down to half price loads of times.
That's not bad at all. So. Yeah, there's always something to come back to. So
there is. Yeah. There is.
All right. Stu, are we back to you?
I've only got one more game. Don't click on it yet, right?
Okay.
I've got a secret game that I've played this week.
Secret game.
So Duke and Neil, you may have little less chance, but can you guess what I've played?
The secret game.
I've played something that's secret. What could it be?
Is it a game that I'm going to be excited that you're playing?
No, definitely not.
Not Rocket League.
In fact, you couldn't be any less excited when you find out what it is.
Is it a game that you've played before?
No.
Okay.
Is it new? Is it a new out?
Ish. It came out in the last 6 months, so it's not brand new, but it's newish.
Has Chinny played this game?
No.
Is it on Game Pass?
No. Do you want a clue?
Ooh.
I'll give you a clue.
Clue, please.
So the clue is I had to charge something up that I've not charged up in ages.
Rocket League or Rock Band, Guitar Hero?
No, I play VR all the time, so it's not VR.
Guitar Hero, DJ Hero?
No, you don't charge those
Switch.
up, do you? Oh, getting warmer.
Twitch.
It's a Switch game.
Oh, Switch. I beg your pardon.
Switch game.
Animal Crossing?
No.
Breath of the Wild? I don't know what's on the Switch. Pokemon?
Probably the biggest release on the Switch in the last 12 months, I would have said.
I thought that was Animal Crossing.
No.
Okay, what? I give up. What is it?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
No, how can you not know, Duke? I'm so disappointed in you again.
Oh,
not bloody Skyrim, is it?
Bayonetta 3, of course. Oh my god! And I'll tell you,
you were right. I couldn't care less about you playing.
You couldn't care less. It was on sale on Amazon for for $29.95, and I'm like,
oh, it's a steal. How could you not?
Basically free.
Yeah,
it's basically free, but it's $60 or whatever it is on the Switch to buy. So I'm like, finally, I'm going to play this game because I've been waiting. I'll be honest. I was a bit put off when it came out because of all the controversy surrounding the voice act. Then we found out that was a load of bullshit. So I wasn't as bothered. And I'll be honest with you, right? I was a bit like, because it's Femshep. I can't think what her name is, who plays the character now, who's voicing it.
Yes.
And I was a bit concerned. Yeah, is it Jennifer? Jennifer something?
Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale. And I was a bit concerned because I was like, oh, I'm so used to the other woman doing the voice. But I'll be honest, I kind of like her. I feel like she's got a bit more sass somehow. And I think Bayonetta has got to have sass. You know, that is part of her character in the game.
Oh, she just totally swiped this floral bouquet at a wedding. At a wedding.
Oh,
suck
yeah,
it, bachelorettes.
Yeah, suck it, brides.
Yeah.
Is this actually Bayonetta 3 that we're watching? Is this what goes on in Bayonetta 3?
Oh, yeah, man. This is tame. This is
What did you think? This is a fighting game?
This is nothing.
It's like Dead or Alive 3 or something.
Yeah.
No. In the next 5 minutes, she gets completely naked and then her covers her body because that's what her suit's made out of.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting to see.
Exactly. But honestly, boy, oh boy. I was a bit, when I saw gameplay from this, right, I was a bit like, oh, it doesn't look as epic as the other games. I'm not sure I'm going to like it. I feel like it's not going to be as good. And for God's sake, this game just goes batshit mental within the first 5 minutes.
She's got butterfly wings flailing around, attacking people. She does. Just for people who are listening.
Well, I know, obviously, the main finish is called the climax, because of course it is.
Get it? It's so subtle. Get it?
Climax. And, oh my God, it's so good. They've added this new thing now where
Are you frustrated by how mature Bayonetta 1 and 2 were? Don't worry, we got you.
No, it's always been a climax. That's nothing new. That's not new to the game.
I know. I'm just saying, like, whatever.
But, oh my God, it's just epic. Within the first, 10 minutes of playing the game. I
think I still can't go 30 seconds without
yeah.
First,
this is worrying me a little bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Massive
The first 30
bosses.
seconds one. Yes, massive bosses. Okay.
Bosses.
Yes,
and it's
Panis.
another boss, and then you fight another boss, and it's like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous.
Yes.
I love it.
I agree. It looks ridiculous.
I didn't think I was gonna, but oh my God, it's just mental. I love this game so much. I love Bayonetta so much. And all those people go, oh, it's just the objectifying of women. It's not. It's not at all.
It totally is.
Strong...
What are you talking about?
It's not. She's a strong woman.
Yeah, so's Lara Croft. That doesn't mean she's not being objectified.
Any male.
Okay, here's the question though, Stu. Hang on a second, though, Stu.
Beats on them all the time and gives them loads of snarky comments. She's like horrible to them.
Okay, besides being hot, what else can you tell us about her character?
I've never mentioned her being hot, did I?
I didn't say you did. That's obviously one of the selling points. Fine, she's sassy.
She's sassy.
And
she's a strong woman.
Strong.
She has guns on her heels.
She has guns and she's sassy. That's very different from other females.
The combat in this game is so slick.
That's as maybe. I'm just saying.
It's all timing based. It's all about that's something she summoned. You know, a great big massive demon woman.
Yes.
You summon it to fight for you against the big bosses. Which, let's be honest. Right, and Neil, you might back me up on this. When you're playing Elden Ring, right, you come across these enormous monsters, and you have to hit them in the ankles because that's the only bit you can get to. Right? In this game, that's what you did in the original version of this game, and then they went, "Why don't we give you like a summoning thing so you can summon something as big as the big bosses, and then you fight with that? Makes way more sense." You know what I'm saying? Than hitting massive giant bosses in the ankles.
Yeah, hey, I can see this being fun.
I'm glad you like it. PC, and I just could not get on with it at all.
I love it. I mean, I love the first game. I love the second game equally. I bought a Switch just to play Bayonetta 3. And then I didn't buy it.
It didn't come out for 2 years.
Yeah. No, well, it didn't come out for fucking 5 years. You're joking. It's about 5 or 6 years before it came out. And I didn't play it because I watched some of the gameplay and thought, God, it looks so old on the Switch. It would look way better on the next gen console, but it's on the Switch. But now I'm playing it, I'm like, actually, it looks fine. It's fine. Because
you play it on the Switch, or are you on?
Yeah, I'm playing on the Switch.
On handheld rather than on the TV.
Yeah, I haven't it on the TV now. So yeah, so far so good. I was a bit rusty. It does this thing. The only thing I thought was a bit, was it chucks you straight in, but I haven't played one of these games for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And then you're just expected to know what to do because it's like, oh, you're such a fan of the game, you'll know exactly. And I can't remember half the controls, to be honest.
There's no tutorial or a hole you can jump down to find out how to play?
No, the controls.
Get your ass kicked by a boss in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right. The controls come up on the screen, so it's like punch with X or whatever, kick with Y or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that's all it tells you. And like the first like fight I finished, I got a bronze, which is terrible. Then I got silver on there. Then I got gold, and then I got nearly a platinum. So I'm getting back into it slowly. It's taking me a few boss fights though to get into it.
All right.
But it's great. It's just as good as the other two, and I'm hoping it's going to be better. So I'm going to obviously keep on playing it. Yeah. And it does this weird thing. What it does, like when you want to go to the next scenario or whatever it is, the next level, you have to throw a dart in a dartboard thing, like a map. Throw a dart in the map. So you choose it and throw it out. It's cool though, and I've leveled up already once. But oh my god, I can't wait to play more of this. So there you go. And there's not a lot else. I'll say more when I've played more.
Cool.
There you go. There's a new phrase. Say more when I play more.
Say more when I play more.
There you go.
Word.
And that's everything for me this week. So anything else from you, Duke?
No. Yes, I have 2 more games to talk about. One is a game that Chinny has played and didn't really get on with it.
Yeah.
It's called House Flipper.
That is right.
And I played this because I had finished the Electrician Simulator game, and I loved it. And I was looking at, what else they recommend and what else might scratch that itch. And they came up with House Flipper. And I was like, I will give it a try. And I'm actually really enjoying it.
It's similar to Electrician Simulator.
It kind of is.
Similar weird jobs to do.
Yeah, there are weird jobs.
Go and clean up.
It's really stupid. It's the ultimate yard work simulator. Y'all remember when they're at the fair? Yeah. And Marge had asked Bart and Lisa to do yard work. And they were like, no, I want to sit and play video games. And then they go to the fair.
I want to see Lobster Boy and Shrimp Girl.
I want some fried sugar. I want to go on the yard work simulator. But when I ask you to do yard work...
So I am the laziest person in the world when it comes to like fixing stuff in our home or like, the idea of painting a room. Like, oh God, no. But in this game, I'm like, yeah, I'll fix up this house and I'll repair these things. And it's ridiculous. There are parts
I knew you would like this.
Yeah, there are parts of it where you are like putting in a new, sink and stuff, but none of it's all very minor in terms of like the actual installation process. So it doesn't scratch exactly that itch of, the Electrician Simulator where you're wiring stuff and whatnot. But cleaning the windows is especially bad when you start out because you have this tool that takes forever and it moves very slowly across the window and you have to, especially on the mouse and keyboard, like this is actually kind of the inverse of what we were just talking about, Neil, with Destiny, because, if you had a controller, you just push left on it, but with the mouse to drag this cleaning tool across the window.
It doesn't go as fast.
Yeah, and you have to keep picking up the mouse and stuff, and it's like ridiculous. So when I got the upgrade, it was a lot better. I was like, yeah. At one point, I got into this nasty-ass house that the tenants had just trashed, and then I pull away some bags of garbage, and there's this nest of cockroaches everywhere, and I was like, oh my God! I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with cockroaches.
No, can't say as I have.
Oh, God. I lived in Florida for a while, and they are nasty down there. And I remember some of my most traumatic experiences as a child had to do with cockroaches and palmetto bugs and all that. So when I saw this, I was like, nasty. But it's funny because they say at one point, if you have a fear of cockroaches, you can switch it to broken glass. And I was like, well, I don't want to be a wuss. So even though I'm really grossed out by cockroaches, I still get the vacuum out and I attack them. And it's like, you destroyed the nest. I'm like, okay, I killed the cockroach. It's one of the grossest things I've ever seen in a video game. So I'm just like, ugh. Yeah. Power Wash Simulator has a thing where you can push a button. It'll show you where the dirt is in the level, right? This game could really use that because, you know, there's an indicator on the right where you're like 95%, but then you have to wander around the room trying to figure out where the dirt is. You know what I mean? And that's a little frustrating. So you don't have to get it to 100% to finish a job, but you know, you want to have it at 100%. So, yeah. So whatever. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it. And here's the best part of all. And I think this is only because it's on PC. Yeah. You can do this thing where you have the ability to add a picture. And so you can put so you can buy paintings and stuff, right, to decorate the house you're in. Yeah. And you can also upload a picture. So what I've done is I have added a picture of Stu.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
On the game. And so what I have done is every time I take care of a house, I add
that will definitely add value. Can I
picture? It's not just a picture of Stu. People need to see these pictures because it's Stu when he saw me for the first time in the bathroom, in the den, in the bedrooms. When these people wake up, they see a picture of Stu.
That's pretty good wall art, if I can be honest.
They see the picture of Stu meeting me for the first time without realizing that I'm there. And so this poor girl, she sees, you know, she's working at her desk.
There's a handsome face on
There's
the
a
wall.
picture of Stu. As soon as these folks sit down in the evening in order to relax, they've got the picture of horses on one wall, and then they got the picture of Stu.
And she's like, "Who's that hot guy there? Who is that?"
This poor girl, when she wakes up in the morning, she looks up at her unicorn picture with all the different colors, and then she sees Stu going, Every house, everywhere I go.
Awesome. Dude, I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's the most fun part of the game. Like, I'm adding Stu to every room. Everybody, when I paint the room pink, I have to add Stu's face.
Those AI characters are seeing my face when they wake up in the morning.
In the bathroom, when they're taking a dump, they're looking at Stu's face.
They're looking at my face.
And the best part is, because it's the bathroom, it shows up in the mirror too, in the reflection.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So there's that as well.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's super impressive to be honest.
It is impressive to have that detail on it. I know, right?
But it works. It actually works.
It actually works, yeah.
And it's
so,
kind of
and then the final one here, the green bathroom that I made, I put Stu's picture real big on that.
Well, I look forward to when you've got some mansions that you're doing up and my face is in the mansion house.
Yeah, totally. Well. So that's been the best part of it all. It's fun.
That's your hook now.
That's my hook, exactly. The problem is every time you start the game up, it wipes those pictures clear. So I had a picture of the Duchess in front of the Eiffel Tower in my home base. But every time I start the game, it's like just a placeholder image. And I'm like, where is the Duchess?
That's a bit of annoying.
It's so annoying. So I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong.
So much of the level to detail. And
exactly.
It's not permanent.
I get the sense it wasn't made for PC. So, I mean, whatever. It's a cool thing they added, but it is great. So, but it's a fun game. I'm enjoying House Flipper. So
I like that I'm the finishing touch in your interior design.
Absolutely. And there was another one. I did play a bunch of demos on Next Fest, which is the Steam thing. But I'm going to save many of them to talk about next time because otherwise I'll be here all night.
Yeah. Well, I'll try and play it. If you send me a list, I'll try.
Well, here's the thing. I think it ends today. Neil, do you know if it ends today? Or and I think
if it's online, obviously, you probably won't be able to get back in them. But,
right. That's the thing is that like a lot of I didn't realize this last time they did Next Fest, but there are some games where you can't access it once Next Fest is over. So
Even
I'll
if
tell
you
you.
downloaded it.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
little
some of them you
frustrating,
can though.
Well, anyway. So one that I played, though, that I will talk about is called Fabledom. And this is another city builder. There are, as soon as Banished, I was explaining this to the Duchess recently. Excuse me a moment. When Banished became the gold standard of city builders, a lot of people were like, let's make a city builder. And it became, a lot like PUBG spawning 100,000 Battle Royale games. So the question is, with Patron and all the other ones like it, what makes it different from Banished? And in the case of Patron, there's a tech tree to research stuff, and it goes very deep. In this game, they went for cute. And it is very cute. You actually can follow around individuals and, instead of just building a house, you build a lot and then there's a house on it. But there's also, like a beekeeping spot, an apiary, I guess it's called. And you might have a, little yard and stuff. So it's charming. It's got a cartoony sense of charm that goes beyond just the characters looking interesting. You have more of an interesting area to sort of build up. You are adding things on to buildings that exist rather than just constantly building new buildings, which is kind of nice. The text is pretty small. That's the biggest frustration with it. More than once I had to kind of peer at the screen to figure out exactly what it said.
That's because you're old, dude.
I am old, but
well,
we've talked about this before. They need to start making large print games because in a lot of MMOs, the UI has an adjustment option. You can make it 150%, or whatever. I think they ought to do that for a game like this, but whatever. It is what it is. There are little quests here and there, which is kind of cool. So instead of just, get your village going and let it run, it is, like the people want 50 steaks or whatever it is. And you have to, get this beef yard working and get steaks going and all that. So that makes it a little more interesting. And the big sort of twist on this game is that you're settling one part of the map and you have to buy adjoining sectors of your part of the map in order to keep expanding, which is kind of interesting because you have to save up money and stuff to do that. So it's not just about keeping your people fed and warm. It's about amassing money so you can keep expanding. But when you reach a certain point, you build a communications tower or like an embassy. I don't remember what they call it. The point being that you then go out and, send emissaries to other kingdoms or whatever it is. And then, it's sort of civilization style. You're building relationships with them. You have diplomacy. At some point, you're supposed to be marrying other people and then you can have kids and whatnot. So, it's kind of interesting. I definitely wish listed it. I had fun with it. I reached the end of, the demo levels and, I really had a good time with it. So Fabledom. There's a demo on Next Fest. It is a good time. I recommend you check this out, Stu, because I think you might have a good time with it.
I'll have a go, maybe.
Yeah, and then, because I reached the end of that, I was like, well, now I have the desire to play, a city builder again. And it had been a while since I was playing Patron, which is the one that I had most recently got a hold of. So I went back to Patron. And it wasn't too hard to get back in the swing of this one because it's a pretty intuitive game. Again, this is the more sort of bog standard one where it is... why is the video not showing up? I think I messed up the clicky thing. There we go. This is, a medieval village. You are making the houses over here, and then you need to have the iron mine, and then the coal mine, and the clay pit, and the, forester is taking care of the wood and all this. And I know a lot of the reviews are like, it's so hard, and there's all these guides. Here's how you keep your people fed the first few years. And I don't think I had a lot of trouble the first time I played it, probably because I played a lot of Banished, which is, again, the gold standard from back in the day. But my town is fucking rocking, man. I got like 50 people living in it. And I'm drawing in new people all the time because my happiness is at like 98%, which is freaking awesome. I got all the different food. Yeah, I'm decorating the little neighborhoods because apparently that's how you get more people to move into your neighborhood. The thing that bugs me the most about Patron is that it's hard to tell who's moving in and why. you just get a notice that like, hey, housing shortage. And then you pull up the job board and you realize, oh, there's 12 people who have no jobs. And so I guess 12 people just moved in. How about that? So you need to be adjusting things constantly in order to try to make it more appealing to new people to move in. But it's not really very easy to tell exactly what will do the trick in getting new people to move in. So whatever. It's a great game.
It out.
And I'm having fun with
what people are into, like what they're available, like individual, like
not really.
Like
I mean, you can pull up a screen that tells you information about each of the people living there, but it's basically just job, age, and then there's indicators for like health, religion, general happiness, security. So if their security is low, my town had an insecurity problem for a while. You build some guard towers, and then they feel more safe, for instance. If their religion is low, you build some shrines and that, and eventually you can research a church and this and that. And again, there's little quests, not really quests so much, but little moments that happen where a window will pop up and it'll say the kingdom is demanding tribute, and you can either pay the tribute, which means you lose like 100 coins or something, and you usually only have like 300 to 500 coins, so you're not rolling in dough. It can be costly to pay the tribute, but then your loyalty rating goes up, or you can say fuck off to the crown, and then your loyalty rating goes down, and different parts of the community will get angry at you or like you better. So there are merchants who are going to like you if you say fuck off to the crown, but then there's the lower class, I don't remember what they're called, like the laborers,
the loyalists.
Well, they're not called loyalists, but they are the peasants, I think, and they get mad and they're like, hey, we like the king, so it's this interesting dynamic. There's one of the little moments that comes up, and sometimes you just get stuff. Sometimes the crown is like, you're a good servant and here's some cider or whatever for your people. Yeah, it's fun. I'm loving it. Patron is great.
Sounds good. Yep. Right. We do just move on. So we have got one email. So let's do that.
Okay. Let's do the email. Let's see what we have here for an email song. I had it once upon a time. There we go.
Whoa, that ruled.
No news this week, I take it?
No, we haven't got time, man. We've been on for nearly 2 hours, believe it or not.
I know, but I mean,
nearly bedtime.
No time. Nearly bedtime, man, for me.
Yeah.
Yes, the one and only email we have this week is from Nigel Struttmeister.
Hey.
And he says, preposterous, number 12 out of 28. It's gone down, by the way.
Trying again to convince Stu that
it used to be out of 50
is
something.
good.
Now it's gone down to 25, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
But he says, whoop, whoop. How are you all doing?
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
I'm good, thanks.
This week, I want to crack open the fact that your comments last week suggested that looking into space has no purpose and is too costly with no return. Well, let's examine that theory a little more, because it's a little like driving a car at 70 miles an hour, but only looking at items inside the car and not the road or oncoming traffic, because looking outside is too much like hard work. Yes, but a car will cost you, well, depending on what you buy. You could buy a car for about, I don't know, 500 quid and then look out.
Not a very good one.
A spaceship costs a lot of fucking... There's no cheap spaceship second-hand, is there? You can have a look out of, I'll tell you. To illustrate this a little more accurately, let's look at a phenomenon known as solar flares or coronal mass ejections.
Yeah.
These events frequently happen and mostly unnoticed, thankfully. Viewed through an appropriate solar telescope, they make our planetary weather system look like a gentle breeze on a summer's day. Yeah, they're pretty fiery, are those solar flares. But if we don't observe them, then it's possible that our power grids could fail, as they did in 2003 during the last mega solar flare event, when half of North America lost power. This was a time when not everything was reliant on the internet, which would be rendered inoperative by such an event. Fortunately, by observation, we are able to warn power suppliers who can then prepare appropriately for that occurrence. I give you space observations, but who wants to look out the window of the car whilst driving? Until next week, Strutty.
Yeah.
He's sort of halfway there. He's halfway there. I'll give him that, I guess. Do you know what I mean? I can see where he's coming from there.
Yeah.
Haven't we learned a lot by basically looking back in time, aren't you?
By looking at the sun. looking at the sun. We've learned loads, but it's not made any like physical stuff, has it? It's not.
We're learning more about how particle physics.
Yeah, but there's no material benefit. It's all about the material benefit, dude.
Of that? That's only.
Well, we're going to unlock the key to infinite energy.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. Well, if that happens, then I'll go. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. He did send another quick email. He said, "Read this immediately because I read this and immediately thought of you, mate." And basically, they have invented and they put one in a UK patient this week, a heart failure sensor the size of a pen lid. So basically, it's a 45-minute procedure, and they collapse this thing, shove it up your groin area, and then it goes into your abdomen. And if you start to build up fluid, it alerts the hospital, who then go, take some more diuretics, so you wee more. Maybe, I don't really know.
Okay,
but apparently, it's to help prevent rehospitalization. So that could be something for me. I'm going to ask my consultant and go, "Can I have one of these shoved up my groin?"
Yes,
sounds like fun.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
That sounds great.
Get where you can, while you can.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask him. I'm getting an ICD soon, so I'll ask him about one of these as well.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be
Splurge.
getting zapped.
Get the deluxe package.
Something else. Yeah, give me everything. Whatever you can shove in me to stop.
Don't leave it too long, otherwise they won't pay for it, obviously. Well,
exactly.
It'll smell too bad.
I mean, the ICD is going to cost 20 grand, so, I must be worth it, I suppose.
I guess so.
So who knows?
Who knows?
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you for trying. We appreciate your efforts. It's useless. This is the definition of quixotic, by the way. I have a flip chart of moods that another teacher gave me one time, and there's all sorts of stuff on it. Rockin', down in the dumps, like beautiful, and mine is always set on quixotic. It's totally impractical with regard to ability to succeed, because that's what teaching is like every day. And this is what you're doing, Strutmeister, when you're trying to convince Stu that space research is a good investment.
One day. By the way, the pen thing didn't come from space. Can I just mention that? It's just, it's just been invented in general. Okay. Anyway, that's it.
Looks a bit like a rocket, though, doesn't it? A pen lid, I suppose.
I guess.
See, there you go.
Actually,
maybe that's have it otherwise.
No, it's the size of a pen lid, but it actually looks like some weird wire thing. So it doesn't even look like a pen lid. Anyway, that being said, I think we need to do some shout outs and get the hell out.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
So we'll go with you, Neil, first.
Neil.
Come on. I'll shout you two lovely chaps out for inviting me on. Had a good crack. Hopefully,
loved having you.
Losing any listeners.
Heck yeah.
Very good. Yeah, well, we're happy to have you.
And I'll shout out my crew on the Seal podcast, Fraser and Dave. Yeah. Come and check us out.
Well,
it's a good crack. It's like going down the pub with your mates.
You could advertise your show on here. What are you doing?
We need all the.
What the hell's this, man? It's not self-promotion show. This. What are you doing? Honestly.
Well,
yeah, come on, have some respect. By the way, the didactic synapse is happening. Yeah, right. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to shout out Chinny because he isn't here, right? And the reason there is a real reason he's not here.
There is a real reason. Because
he's
he sucks.
moving house this week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got a big mansion place.
That's right.
Chinny, he does all right. He's got.
So he's too cool to do the podcast. He's too. I don't think I missed a podcast. Did I when we moved?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. No, you didn't. See, some of us are cool enough to move.
Yeah.
And
some of
do
us
the
are like dedicated.
Yeah.
He might not be here next week either. By the way, I was thinking that the other day. Like, will he make?
He was
it
like,
next
"I'll be
week?
out for a couple of weeks." It's like, you little pussy.
Because I've got to open a box and get stuff out if I want to do it.
See, he could be on the podcast with his phone. Like all he would need is Zoom, and you can easily do that with a phone. He could do it while he's unpacking and be like, "I haven't played any games." That wouldn't be any different from every other week. I haven't played any games. Yeah,
it's normal.
We hate you, Chinny.
Unpacking this week.
We miss you so. Yeah, there you go. That would be great.
Yeah, we like
real life unpacking.
We like Neil. Maybe we'll replace Chinny with Neil.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm normally working.
Oh, no, that's the problem.
Yeah, well, let's see how dedicated you are then.
Shout out my mate Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. Because he's been very patient while I'm trying to learn to mix vinyl, which isn't easy stuff.
Well, no, it's very tough.
I did put a mix up of me mixing vinyl. It's not all good. Some of them were all right though. Some of them I got in. Others a little bit like.
If you want to hear Stu's rough practicing with all of the mismatched beats and starting and stopping,
yeah. The next one.
It's not like quite that bad. It's not like quite that one. There are some good ones and a few bad ones. So it's not all bad. It's
no, that's fine. It's just you're practicing. Yeah, you're getting better.
My biggest struggle is to work out whether it's going too fast or too slow. That's where I'm struggling.
Well, yeah. I figure that's the main part of mixing.
Which it is.
Yeah.
Which is it?
You don't start off being Grandmaster Flash.
I'm absolutely fine. But, give me 2 vinyl records and I'm sort of getting there. I'm getting there slowly.
It's an analog process.
But he's been very patient and he's helping me along the way. And he's like, right, mix this with this. Try this one with this. This will go well. So he's just, just giving me a record and going, right, do that one. That's how he's helping me.
Yeah, cool.
So shout out to Nick. He'll never hear this, but shout out to him anyway. And then over to you, Duke.
Yeah. Shout out to who's on my phone. Have you got the link for the Zoom? Oh, sorry, that was Stu. Shout out to Neil. Thank you for covering for Chinny with his punk ass. Shout out to. Oh yeah, I took a picture in an old notebook I found in my drawer. I took a picture of a Playdate from back in the day. There were several of them, actually. And I want to shout out, I don't remember when this was, but whoever, and I don't know what game it was, but this Playdate from way back in the day, this was years ago, whatever game this was and whenever it was, thank you to the following people for joining us. There are like 15 people at this Playdate. Chinny, CPM, Mazer Chavez, John Mouse, Yahtzee, Cool and a Gang, Bobby Dash, Answered Normal, Soy Verde, Fatal Statistic, Recon Pug, Keg 58 Dem, The Krell, Pinchy, Alienized Eagle, Rotten Ice, Charlton Valley, Bongo, Major Chavez, Sniper Curtains, Kudmaro, Evil Bill, and Kint, and GH Rocker. So once upon a time we all had a Playdate and it was cool because y'all came by.
That is so weird, right? Because in my Facebook memories just today, there's Facebook memories. It was a VG Sunday Playdate for Team Fortress 2 on the 12th of Feb in 2011.
Wow. 73 years ago.
73 years ago, 6 p.m. And it's like, 7 friend requests, Duke, Scarf, Chinchini, or the Veteran Gamer.
Nice.
There you go.
Classic.
So there you go.
There you go. One of these days.
What are the chances?
I mean, it'd be harder to do a Playdate nowadays because I don't have a console that's current gen, so it'd be hard.
12 years ago.
Do something on the PC, I guess.
What was your Playdate for? Did it say?
I didn't write down the game. It's just Playdate. So
it could have been the same one. Who knows?
It could have been.
The same Playdate.
Maybe it was Team Fortress 2. Who knows? Anyway, thanks to everybody listening, everybody in the chat, Soul Brother, James, Ian, Fraser, of course, Philip Taylor, and the countless unnamed who are out there in music land. Thank you for listening to us. Get in touch. podcast@veterangamers.co.uk if you want to send an email, or you can go to our website, veterangamers.co.uk, to send a speak pipe. All you got to do is click the button. You don't have to have an app. You don't have to give us your real name. You can just hit speak pipe, start recording. It'll go right to us. It's a very easy way to be in touch, and you'll be featured on the show. Jacinta joined our Discord, so shout out to her and SLH. There was an interesting discussion going on there that I was intrigued to read about. And just everybody who's part of the community. You rock. We love you.
We do.
Is that it?
That's it. We're done.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye all. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Neil.
Thanks,
Big
Neil.
shout out to you. We never shouted out Neil. Shout out to Neil.
That's weird. Instead, sitting at home, watch TV, turning up, so good to me. Why don't you?
You can stick your beef up your ass.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Right, thank you, Neil. You're very kind to have filled in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a good laugh.
I guess we'll have to figure out who we get to fill in next week. If he's still
First,
not
we'll
like
hear
a
if he's
lazy
in
twat,
fact going to be
yeah.
gone, and once he confirms, then we can start working on it.
Get Dave on.
Yeah, there you go.
Lazy
The other
toe,
one.
lazy toe rug. Yeah, we might as well
Round
all you
out
guys
the
on.
trio. Absolutely.
The whole SEAL team, one after the other.
SEAL Auxiliary.
But anyway, we never know. He might be back. Look, we're
Never know.
already casting aspersions. He may be back. Who knows?
Who knows?
Rightio, Duke. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Week.
Have a great week.
Thank you again, Neil. Have a great week.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace out.
Are we all out of here then?
Yeah, I'm
we're out of here. We're out. Bye.